Hello, welcome. I'm Ruben Covington. I'm here with Caliber, Cadular, and Zarapeth, and we are looking today at Netropolis, a custom Cyberpunk set made by Zarapeth, and we're going to be doing a set review of the set, looking mainly at the custom standard format. Everyone want to say hi?
Hello, hello.
Howdy, Casual R here.
This is Zarapath. This is my set. I won't be talking at all.
That's probably
If
the best for the stream's sake.
One second, I'm going to turn Zarapeth's volume down a bit. Uh, okay, there we go. It should be good. Yeah, excellent. So let's start with Dominator Titan. This is 7 white for an artifact creature, Mech Giant. This is a 7/7 and its Dominator Titan costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control and has Indestructible. So how do we feel about affinity for artifacts? It was broken last time we saw it. Is it broken now?
Fanny's pretty good.
Yeah, 7 Indestructible is pretty solid.
Right, but the thing is that on top of that, one, you're restricted to playing whites, and two, 7's a big number. Granted, it really depends upon the format and how many tokens you can actually produce, or just how many artifacts you can just power out very quickly. Now, I know that there are artifact lands in the set, so I'm not quite sure how to evaluate it.
Yeah, it's very
Dude's
format
big.
dependent. Yeah, it also depends
Now,
on if we.
chances are that Tesla is going to be the set that rotates out as this rotates in. So that reduces a lot of the artifact token making that we have now. But this set probably will replace that fairly, and we do have significant numbers of cheap artifacts across the other sets between the two.
We've got villains has artifact sub-themes, etc. But yeah, we don't know where in the rotation this is going to enter exactly. So it's very format dependent.
Right. While it's format dependent, I'm actually kind of against it right now, simply because of just there's a lot of prerequisite work you have to do for. I mean, 7/7 Indestructible is nothing to scoff at, but there's a lot of answers even in sets right now that can deal with just a big indestructible dude. So I don't think this is what you want to be spending your energy towards. But Unlimited, enjoy.
Oh, I definitely will. Okay, well, so yeah, I think it's a pretty slow, clunky finisher, and sure, it's hard to remove, but there is a lot of exile removal, O-ring type things, straight
And
exile,
sacrifice.
sacrifice.
It's not that hard to remove.
And even if you can't remove it, you can often just kill them, right? It doesn't have vigilance, doesn't have evasion, it gets chumped forever. Yeah, I think it's yeah, I think it's could see fringe play if the environment is right, but overall, I don't think we're going to see it. L3T Equalizer, Legendary Planeswalker L3T for 1 white. It has starting loyalty 4 and +2. Each player gains 4 life. -2. Choose a non-lands permanent type. Each player who controls the most of that permanent type sacrifices 1. -10. Target player gets an emblem with, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control the most lands, sacrifice 1. If you control the most creatures, sacrifice 1. If you have the most cards in hand, discard a card. Okay, so this is a 3 mana planeswalker that starts at 4 loyalty and can go +2.
Or more than likely, drop it -2 creature, take the board.
Yeah, this card seems very good at 3 mana.
I mean, this is certainly a white Liliana, to be honest. I think it's a decent impression, though I think the ultimate's a little bit more unwieldy, but the card seems really good.
Yeah, this card doesn't feel super white, if I'm honest, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. But from a power level, this scares me.
Balance, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, it's cards like these that make me wish that you can move the Planeswalker abilities templating-wise.
Oh, yeah. The ultimate is kind of sticking out of the card, nearly. But, yeah, this seems very, very good. I think we can definitely find a shell for this, or multiple shells. Just as a removal that also just helps you stabilize, and just oh my god, against Burn, right? You're just like, ooh, we each gain 4 life. Oh, it takes so much longer for you to kill me, and I have a 6 loyalty planeswalker, and it's like, wow. They're like basically gaining 10 or something.
Get to work.
Oof. Okay, yeah, this card seems very, very good. I think we would see it, see constructed play in the format.
Alright. Next card up, Quantum Loop. 4 blue for a sorcery. Untap up to 3 permanents you control. Take an extra turn after this one. Exile Quantum Loop.
This is quite good.
This is effectively a 3-mana time walk, though. I mean, it's the whole, pay up front and then get refunded later style of blue cards. This is just really good. Time Warp's still a good card.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have a lot of time walks in the format, so like...
Every set has one.
Yep.
Not every set. Tesla doesn't. I don't think Dorado does. Every other set
Does
does.
Tesla not? Oh yeah, Tesla doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, this card seems...
That's it. We are approaching the threshold very quickly that you can just play 20 extra turn effects, fogs and wraths.
We...
Custom Eternal.
Well, custom standard, depending on what's in the format. But yeah, this card seems like it could see niche play, but like, I mean, 6 mana is a lot.
You mean 3 mana?
Well,
You
but
get the
it's
mana back.
true. But you need to do stuff afterwards. You need to have stuff to do afterwards.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If you can find something great to do with that 3 mana that synergizes with extra turns, then this is really good.
Definitely. Okay, well, also untap with like campfire, etc. could be hilarious. To make it so that it's more than 3 mana, or like any creature.
God,
if we
yeah.
have any creatures that like tap for multiple mana, this could get really dumb really quickly. Or any other reasons that we're kind of trying to untap things. Yeah. Anyway, keep an eye on it. I think it's probably fine, but it's something to keep an eye out, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's on niche play. You want to read out Tyler Lost in Cyberspace? Taylor?
Alright. Talia, Lost in Cyberspace. 2 blue. Legendary Planeswalker, Talia. +1, up to 1 target creature gets -4/-0 until end of turn. Oh, until your next turn, rather. -2, until your next turn. The next time an opponent casts a spell, counter that spell. -7, target player draws 14 cards, then discards 7 cards, and it starts at 4 loyalty.
that -7 is spicy.
Uh-huh.
All of that ability is, to be quite honest. This is just a lot of tempo all the time.
This seems really neat.
Seems really neat. This seems really good. I would be shocked if this doesn't find a home somewhere.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that like finally getting like a decent. I don't know, like Blues had like a bunch of planeswalkers that have been like playable, but they've all been kind of like quasi fringe, except like Gaily. But even that was like a control finisher, a control like mirror breaker. Yeah. I don't know, blue planeswalkers have been in a bit of a weird spot in the format. I like this is just like a solid playable that can see play
I think we all agree it's solid. The only discussion I want to have real quick is the -2. When do you use it? Do you just like drop this on like, assuming you can have an empty board?
If
-2, hope that
if your opponent is
right
tapped
on an
out,
empty board, -2, they don't do anything.
yeah. If your opponent is tapped,
where they throw away a spell and then play a bigger spell,
Yeah.
which isn't that great either.
but like if they're tapped out, and also like late game, right? Like where they want to be casting bigger things.
Oh, and where it's in like top deck mode.
Yeah,
Yep.
this can get
But it
really
does-
nasty.
Yeah.
Like actually, if
Doesn't-
you use the -2 twice in a row, if your opponent doesn't have instant interaction, are they just like really screwed? Actually, that seems like very like as in you just go like Tyler -2, your opponent does nothing, and then you get your 5 drop down, and then you -2 again, and your opponent does nothing, and so your
And then
opponent
you
has.
play your extra turn spells, so you get 3 extra turns.
Oh my god.
Shush. Okay.
So
yeah, I think it'll play well. I think it'll be
yeah,
good.
yeah, this seems pretty good, pretty good. I don't think it's busted or anything, but I think we have answers in the format, but I think you'll see play in a bunch of blue decks. Okay, Deep Net. This is black, enchantment. Skip your draw step. Black, upload the top card of your library. To upload a card, exile it face up. Its owners may pay 2 to put it into his or her hand anytime he or she could cast a sorcery. Pay 1 life, put an uploaded card you own into your hand.
And that ability can be activated at instant speed, by the way.
Yeah. So,
Both those abilities can.
yep, so is this... It's Netropolis? Netropolis? I don't know. I'm trying
I thought that was good.
Network Troposins? Okay, I'm trying too hard. DeepNet seems powerful.
I mean, it does seem to do a very decent Necropotence impression. Granted, the mana upkeep to actually draw cards, but that's not really the biggest price to pay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's greed. It's like greed. But cheaper? And also you skip your draw step.
Good God, is this disgusting and dirty work? This seems disgusting and dirty work. Like mono, just do like mono black dirty work.
I don't think dirty work is where this is disgusting. I don't know where it's disgusting. It might be disgusting nowhere. Like, it might feel the same place as greed. But it could be disgusting somewhere.
Greed costs.
Not in dirty work.
Greed costs like 4
I mean,
mana.
one of the other big things about this is that you get the card immediately. So, like, unlike Necropotence, where you have to, wait until the beginning of the next end step. I think this card will be quite powerful. I think this, more importantly, this makes mono black a very big draw now, unlike other times. Black's been good, but usually wanted to pair it with either red or with blue. Mono black's looking tasty.
Definitely. But like another powerful black enchantment, so to add to the format.
Here's one more thing to say with this is with upload, it has the mechanic cost where it pays, 2. So this is, 2 in a black draw card at sorcery speed, but sure, whatever.
Yeah, but it means if you're running low on life, that you don't have to pay the life, which is...
this card is really good at all times.
Also, if you already have cards uploaded beforehand, you can get them down for 1 life. Yeah, this seems like it's... It can cheat a lot of mana out.
Quite
Okay.
Casual, you want to read the next one?
Sure. Metalomaniac. 4 black for an artifact creature human construct. It's a 6/4 with menace, and whenever Metalomaniac or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. But 1 black, target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of artifact cards in your graveyard. So that, this
is pretty cool.
Black
That
Mill.
reminds me of Drana.
So
The old Drana.
yeah, that's removal, like repeatable removal and mill. This is powerful if you can get it down and get it activated. Like you can potentially kill 2 things, right? If you go, play this on 6 and then next turn, activate it twice. But like, is that enough?
I don't think so.
I don't think it's going to be enough. And one of the other things working against it is that there are a lot of graveyard synergy cards in the format, but none of them so far that we've seen have been artifacts. Granted, it synergizes with artifacts, but you probably want this to already be enabled before it even hits play. Sure, it triggers itself, but you're not actually making that many dudes once Metalomaniac gets
unless we can get the there's the card in Tesla that like costs 1 less for each artifact in your graveyards. As in, if you could do some sort of green-black artifact deck.
Most of the artifact decks don't want anything in your grave. Well,
the green-black deck artifact deck was number one, very fast, but also number two, it sacrificed a lot of artifacts, which could be
Well, it
relevant to
sacrificed
this.
artifact tokens, which was more the interesting thing, and that's
Not
a
only
lot,
tokens.
which was kind
A
of
lot of tokens,
anti-synergistic.
yes, but not only.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll
I
have
mean,
to. I don't
yeah.
think unless the format gives us a lot more artifacts that want to be in the graveyards, I don't think this
Or
sees
other
play.
cards in the graveyards.
Yeah. But if you can get like X equal to like 6, right? You can just like basically answer nearly anything. I think this
Honestly,
becomes...
X equals 3 is serviceable.
Yeah, X equals 3 is serviceable. X equals 6 is suddenly you're going, oh, you don't get to play Titans anymore. Like, how do you play against... How do you play against this if, like, your opponent has, like, 3 or 6 mana up? Like...
Well, you just play a Dominator Titan, obviously.
Indestructible doesn't work.
Well, if they only have 6, you still have a 1/1.
They activate it twice.
They untap.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think like this card's potentially very powerful, but I don't think it has the support.
Yes.
I agree.
Let's,
I think it has the dies to Doomblade. Well, not Doomblade, but murder problem.
Yeah. Okay, Sick Nick, Baron of Crime. He is black for a legendary Planeswalker Nick. He starts with 2 loyalty, and he has +1. Each player reveals the top card of his or her library, loses life equal to its converted mana cost, then puts it into his or her hand. -2. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. -7. Target opponent loses life equal to the difference between his or her life total and his or her starting life total. Woof. Okay, so...
This is pretty sick.
Yeah.
2 mana Planeswalker. We were saying, we were kind of praising the power of the 3 mana Planeswalker. Oh boy, 2 mana Planeswalker. But it gives your opponent draws too? How good is this? And also more mono black. Are we just like going like mono black, like deep Sick Nick into deep net?
I make
So-
no mono black.
So, okay, let's say you play this in aggressive deck. So the plus, it draws you cards, which won't lose you much life because you're an aggressive deck, and will, on average, lose your opponent more life. So it's an aggressive card in that sense. Then it can also be a Thoughtseize against their Wrath or removal or whatever. And then the alt just kills them if you get to that.
Well, I mean, I don't think the alt's super relevant here. But no, the main thing is...
The ult's, I mean, it's kind of relevant.
I don't know.
I mean,
the main thing is that,
It
like,
won't
then...
happen, but I mean, if you're in an aggressive deck, the chances that you get that you don't kill them before the alt is low, but the chances that if you don't, then the alt kills them is basically 100%.
So how aggressive do we want to be with our deep net deck?
I don't
guess.
think it matters. I think you put this in anything other than a defined control deck. This goes great in mid-range lists. This goes great in aggro lists.
Ooh, that's pretty high praise, but like I can see why. It's like 2 mana Planeswalkers are very hard to deal with. Because if your opponent doesn't have pressure, like they can potentially just lose to this very quickly. Yep.
Normally, as a matter of aesthetic, I'm kind of against Planeswalkers that minus and immediately kill themselves. In this case, I am totally okay for balance reasons for this doing its job once and going away.
Yeah, well, I mean, so okay, like its flaw, right? The card's flaw is like is like black.
Once
No.
your life.
No, it's just like black, Thoughtseize or whatever, without the life loss.
It's literally distress. Is the bottom
distress. Yeah. So like that's already like a very pretty playable card in a lot of matches, or at least sideboardable, and like then it's got so much upside above that. So yeah, this card seems very good.
And on top of all that, it's just awesome, flavorfully, and
Yep.
the look of it.
So the monkey's a Planeswalker, right?
obviously. Let's go with Corporate Gamble. This is free red sorcery. Flip 10 coins. Target opponent sacrifices a permanent for each coin that comes up heads. Then you sacrifice a permanent for each coin that comes up tails. Are we feeling lucky? Are we feeling lucky?
No.
No, I'm not feeling lucky. This is a great card for casuals. In that, I'm terrified.
Hey, this goes in the deck with Doomsday Clock, totally.
Oh god, Clocks from Doomsday Clock. Corporate Gamble,
Stop
do
that,
it.
stop that. Yeah, card is not good. This is okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think this is constructed playable. It's a cool card.
Yeah, certainly not. If it does, I hate it. If it doesn't, I like it.
Okay, let's move on. Mecha Dragon. Free red artifact creature dragon mech. Flying. It's a 5/4 and has red. It gets +1/+0 until end of turn. And red. It gains haste until end of turn. And it has sacrifice an artifact. Add red to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to pay for activated abilities of Mecha Dragon. So how do we feel about a 5 mana 5/4 fly? A 5 mana 6/4 flying haste for sacrificing an artifact, right? Because
Seems alright. I mean,
This seems alright. I am on board with this, encouraging a shell, but this does need a lot of role players. And
Yep.
depending upon when it rotates in, it may have a lot of role players, it might have a few role players. There's a lot of mechanics right now that make artifact tokens, and the more the merrier this dragon is.
Well, I
feel
mean,
like
you
this
don't
is
even need
tech
more, right? You
for
just
a
need
deck
one.
that wants to exist, rather than something that makes the deck.
I mean, but no, don't you only just need like one artifact for this to be good?
You do.
Like
A 6/4.
6/4 flying
haste.
haste for 5.
I mean, okay, compare it to Glorybringer, right? Glorybringer doesn't really see much play. And
what Glorybringer sees a lot of
Warriors sees
play.
a lot of play.
Jeez, what?
It's
what you?
defining.
It's a format-defining card.
I guess I
Stop.
haven't been looking at standard.
Obviously, so stop talking about standard. But no, but the difference between this and Glorybringer, right, is that if you untap with it, you just kill your opponent. Like after haste, like you haste them for 6, and then next turn you kill them for like 8 or 9, depending on how much red you have. Like,
Right.
and also if you have 4, like it is correct that if you have like 4 or 5 artifacts, you just play this and kill them.
Oh yeah, you
like,
just kill them.
like-
outright.
yeah, like this seems like a great top end if there's like some
It's a
sort
great
of like
finisher.
red-black artifacts deck or aggro deck
Yeah.
or like
But
mono
the thing
red.
is that do you have all the setup necessary to make this the efficient finisher?
Yeah,
I am
well,
cautiously optimistic. I believe the answer will be yes, but I want to see.
well, the thing is, I
You play
think
a-
I think this is often good enough if you only sacrifice one artifact. Like
Yes.
I think this will
You play
definitely
a-
see play if there's support for like a full artifact red aggro deck, and this is the top end.
Yeah, you play it with the Titan, the Red Titan.
I mean, don't even need. No, you play
Well,
this instead of the
Vulture
red.
your
You
top.
play this instead of the red Titan, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think this.
You play both, just
maybe.
like you don't want either as a 4-up necessarily.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, as in, I think you probably want
Yeah.
more of this, but it really depends on what the exact lists end up playing like.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, this
I
card's
think there's a lot
this card's
to
very
decide.
powerful. This card's going to see play. As long as there's at least somewhat, artifacts support. Let's move on to Monstrous
What's next?
Apex. 4 green creature, mutant giant. It's a 6/6. It can't be countered. It has hexproof and it has 1 green. It gains indestructible until end of turn.
Hello, Carnage
So,
Tyrant.
hey,
Hello, Big Thrun.
yeah. Okay, so Carnage Tyrant that can get indestructible has 1 less power and doesn't have
It doesn't
trample.
have trample.
Doesn't have trample, I guess, is the big thing here, right? So, like, how good
Mhm.
this is going to very much depend on, like, if there's lots of little guys running around to jump it.
That, or if there are other competing big guys for it.
Yeah. Or if there's a lot of exile removal.
Well, Exile doesn't really matter for it because it has hexproof.
Unless it's
So-
mass
Oh,
exile, but we're losing
yeah.
that in the near future.
Yeah, wow. Okay, this card's like quite good.
It's quite good, but like it does have issues because unlike Thrun, just where it compares to Wraths is awkward because like you have to play this on turn 8. Granted, some decks might want that. It's just you can't just drop this on 6 and assume you've won the game.
Sure.
No, but
if you don't think your opponent's holding Wrath, you don't need to drop it on 8.
yeah, as in like Cardiff Tyrant has been seeing reasonable play, and like that didn't need the that doesn't even have the chance of going indestructible against Raps. Like, yeah, this is potentially a lot better than Carnage Tyrant against any type of Raps. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like this is definitely seeing sideboard play. It just depends on whether
No.
it sees main deck play as well.
I do think it's worth noting, given the mechanics that we've seen so far, I have a feeling that this set will be bringing us the kind of exile heat you're talking about.
Yep.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it. What do you guys want to read? Our next card, Nano Bertha.
Alright. Nanobirther. Green. Artifact creature, Nanobot. It's a 0/1, and it says whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 0/1 colorless Nanobot artifact creature token. And it has 2 green, sacrifice 4 Nanobots. Creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn.
So...
It's pretty slow.
Notably, it is also a nanobot itself.
Yes, it is.
So I don't.
I mean, it gives you a lot of artifact
Actually, that's
tokens.
Okay, so let's talk about the green-black affinity deck we were mentioning earlier.
Yep.
This is insane in that deck, where
Correct.
this creates an artifact creature for each creature you're casting. If you can do something with multiple creatures, like have an anthem, like akin to Intangible Virtue, or in the present case, have actually Arcbound Ravager in your format. This gets out of hand really, really fast. If you can play this on turn 1 and then follow up with anything, multiple 1-drops, this gets out of hand super quickly.
Well,
I think this is a sleeper. I think
Yep.
this is a very great card.
I think it's a great argument for not rotating in Netropolis until Tesla rotates out.
I really like this card. I think it can go in lots of different directions. Like, I think you could also do like a green-red shell with the dragon, right? Like, you basically don't care about the sacrifice 4 nanobots.
Yep.
Instead, you just be like, play dragon, sacrifice 4 nanobots, kill you.
You could
Like-
play it in a green-white tokens build, where you have like an anthem, and you might eventually use the sacrifice ability.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No,
I
I
think
think.
this has a very, very high potential.
Yep, and also it like chumps, it chumps things forever. Like if you're playing against like enemy monstrous apexes or whatever, like they're just really sad, getting stopped by infinite 0/1s. Yeah, this card's going to be both annoying but also spawn lots of decks. Sorry, I should say birth lots of decks. Okay. Yes, Skyguard Champion. What do you guys?
This is a 3 white blue for a 5/5 artifact creature, Mech Knight, with keyword soup, flash, flying, prowess, protection from rebels and mutant.
Mutants.
This is Baneslayer artifact.
Yep, with prowess.
Rebels
Instead
and
of first strike.
rebels and mutants. Isn't that just like the best?
Yeah, it's pretty great. Honestly, I think the card's solid. Like just as a blue-white finisher, it's Baneslayer with flash. What more do you want?
yeah, it's got flash.
Gets rid of murder problem, basically, because it's equivalent to haste in that respect. And then it's just a 5/5 flying prowess.
Now it's worth noting this doesn't swing the game as much as Baneslayer when you're behind because it doesn't have lifelink. I think that's very important.
Lifelink?
Baneslayer had lifelink, which was why it was amazing. Like this card is a lot worse if you're like already losing. Because the power of Baneslayer was you could be at 5 life, be about to lose the game, and then just be like, nope, play it,
The
hit you,
difference is
go to
like
10.
the flash is definitely not nothing.
Oh no,
Like,
it's definitely
I think,
not nothing. But I think
like,
if your opponent is hitting you down, if your opponent's going wide, I think you're in a lot more trouble than.
oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
But
it's
like,
fair.
Skyguard Champion itself is an answer, unlike Baneslayer,
mm.
which must be answered instead. Like
Yes,
Baneslayer
yes.
Angel will get you out of scenarios, but like you do have to play it at sorcery speed.
This is a lot
This
better against
can lead
mid-range
to a lot
decks.
of blowouts.
Yeah, like this is a lot better against mid-range decks, and also kind of better against control decks because you wait until they like play their, they go to end of turn, they play their Sphinx's Rev equivalent, and then you play this in response, and they can't counter it. Yeah,
Or you could wait until their upkeep, and well,
yeah,
then they won't be able to hold up counter magic for you doing something else on your turn.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like this.
I'll be excited to
Yes.
play a lot of these guys.
Yeah, like I think it's not as Yeah, I don't think it's quite as absurd as Baneslayer, but I think I think it has a lot of decks that can go in, and I think we're going to see see a lot of play.
Agreed.
Okay, that card is powerful. We should definitely keep an eye out for artifact hate too, just like as we've been seeing a lot
True.
of artifact creatures. So switch flit. This is red-green for a creature insect mutant. It's a free one, and it can't be blocked except by creatures with flying or reach. So it's got quasi-attack flying. Whenever Switchflit deals combat damage to a player, shuffle it into your library, then reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield and shuffle your library. So this polymorphs itself when it deals
This is
damage, and it's a free one flyer for 2. This
Like,
card...
this is the bottom of your curve.
Whoa! Yeah, green-red deck seems dangerous, right?
Just play this with your monstrous apex.
Like,
Green Red doesn't dangerous, but like it's
obviously
I don't-
this is super sad against, like, Fopters or something, but, like, outside of
sad
that...
against a number of things. Like it's sad against removal. But,
Yeah.
like this card, I don't think we're at the point right now where you just open a playset of Netropolis, grab all the red and green mythics and throw them into a deck. I don't think it quite works like that.
No.
But like this card just has such a high top end,
Mm.
and
Do it.
tapping itself,
You know,
okay, bottom end.
You know what's great? Possibility Titan.
Like the thing is, there's a lot of very juicy targets for this to hit
Yep,
at the
yep.
top end. I think this will be a problematic card.
Yeah, the fact, like,
it's
this
just-
looks like a card that should be, like, if it didn't have the evasion, I would be less worried. If it,
Oh,
but,
yes.
but because it has the evasion, like, I worry it should be 3 mana. But, like, yeah, we're gonna have to see. This card looks very good. I think people are gonna lose to it a lot when they just don't have the removal up, or they don't have, the one flying creature that they need, or whatever. Like, when they play, like, yeah, when you have, like, your 2-drop being, like, Bloodshot, Coach Thief or whatever, and they play this on turn 2, and you're just like, oh, okay, so I, like, can't stop them doing crazy stuff.
Well, if you play Bloodshot Coach Thief on 2 and then they play this, that
No, I
means
was saying
you
them
play,
playing
like,
this.
a shock or
Sure.
Yeah,
anything.
but you don't always get to
But
go
if
first.
the order is reversed, you're screwed.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, like, it's
Yeah.
just so swingy so early in the game, right? Is my main
Mhm.
issue with the card.
Mhm.
Anyway,
I think the card is good. I think ultimately it will lead to unfun games. I'm
oh, sorry.
hesitant to see what this will do to the format, but
Yeah.
I think it'll do something.
Second, I'm just trying to get this into, like, full screen mode. I'm pretty sure there's a way I can do it. There we go. Aha! Now people can't, like, see all my tabs and stuff. Excellent. Backup drive. What does this do, guys?
It's a zero-cost artifact with anytime you would mulligan, and the backup drive is in your hand. You may first exile backup drive from your hand. If you do, put it onto the battlefield at the beginning of the first upkeep. And it has tap, sacrifice backup drive, scry 2.
Well, anytime I see a Mythic Zero drop artifact, I'm afraid. But I don't think this one is too broken. I mean, Scry 2 is a good effect, but it's kind of just worth a card. So getting it for free isn't even that great.
Yeah, I keep reading the card as if it's like a free mulligan.
Yeah,
Would
yeah,
be, but it's not.
serum,
You're still
serum,
going down a card.
Yeah.
But you're not really going down a card. If you would have kept this, then you would have just played it on your turn 0, and then it would have come out slower anyway. So really, you're staying at the same amount of cards.
I don't know if this effect is worth adding to a deck. I think there could be a
But like,
degenerate
okay,
combo that wants
so
this.
does in multiples is this absurd? As in, if you have, say, if you draw like the triple backup drive hand, mulligan that away, get 3 backup drives right at the start, are you just like way ahead?
Not unless you're running some like affinity for artifacts.
Like,
Yeah,
isn't
I'm
that
not too sure if you are.
like if you're playing, for example, the like the like aggressive aggro, like eat up all the artifacts with the
Well, with anything, like
with
it doesn't,
anything, yeah.
doesn't have to be sacrifice the Ravager. There's
like
another
Ravager. That's the
creature
card. I
that
was thinking.
cares if an artifact is destroyed.
Yeah, like
I don't think you can afford it. I think it's just even.
but it's such
Even
low cost.
with
It costs
Scry 2, it's an awful top deck in an aggressive deck. Like, I mean, it's not the worst,
True.
but it's not a threat. It's
Now
not a thing.
you know what this works with? Switch Flit.
Oh, so you always get the Slitch Fit?
So you Scry 2, and then you. Actually, wait, no, it doesn't, because you have to shuffle into your library first.
Yeah, shuffles in first.
Oh, you're right.
But anyway, I think backup drive is pretty dangerous.
Yeah, I think it's a dangerous card. I don't think there is a degenerate enough of a combo deck to make it dangerous at this moment. But as soon as someone enables one, oh god.
Yeah, similar place to Dreamheart Mox. Yeah, okay, and that's their only banned card in custom standards, so yeah, this will be interesting. We'll have to see. I'll be interested to play this because like I think some of the draws it gives you are just crazy. Let's move on to Sentient Network. This is 6 mana for an artifact creature Incarnation. It is a 4/4 and it costs 1 less to cast for each card you own in exile. Whenever it would leave the battlefield, upload it instead. Ooh, it's pretty easy to get this to cost like nearly nothing.
Nothing.
Like, because if you ever get
nothing.
if you ever get this to cost 0, right? 2 mana for an infinite 4/4, like it's really good.
That seems pretty good.
Really good.
It's still a 2 mana 4/4 unless you reduce the upload cost, which is something you can do in this environment. So yeah, just infinite threats.
No, you just play it with Netropolis.
Oh boy. That seems very disgusting.
I think this is a good card to compare against the card we reviewed previously in Bog Dweller, which was 1 black 2/2. You could cast it from exile, and it had a Embalm-esque ability where you could play from your graveyard, and
For
it just
5
had
or
infinite plays,
something?
but it costed mana.
Yeah.
This card is so much better than that card.
Yeah. This card
And
worries me. Like,
It's also colorless.
this card really needs to say for each card you have uploaded, right? Like, but even that is still very good with with Deepness.
I think whenever Sentient Network would die, upload it instead.
Yeah.
I
Leave
think,
for the
I think it
battlefield.
needs some way of breaking the loop.
Yep.
I think as is, this is way too concerning.
Yep. Like, unless the format is just like really fast so that you can never like enable it.
It is a potential.
But like, I don't. Yeah, in any kind of like reasonably like non-warped format, I think this card warps the format.
Yep.
So yeah, this card's an issue. That's all the mythics. So let's move on to the rares. Okay. Samurai.
Blade Master. Samurai. It's 1 white artifact creature cyborg warrior, a 2/2 double strike with supremacy. As long as you have more life than your opponent, it has indestructible.
Wow, this set really likes indestructible.
It has answers to indestructible.
True. We
yeah.
haven't seen any answers yet, have we?
It seems solid.
2/2 double strike
It's just
indestructible.
a solid dude.
Yeah.
What?
2/2.
2/2 double strike, potentially indestructible. It
Yeah.
also just has the artifact tag, which itself is important for a lot of cards.
Yep.
I'm a fan.
Yep. I don't think it's going to overrun the format or anything, but I just think like this is a solid option that some decks will want.
Yeah, just a solid white dude.
Yep. I like it. Let's move on to Liberated Armory. Enchantment. 2 and a white enchantments. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, arm it. Create a colorless artifact equipment token named Weapon with equip 2, and equipped creature gets +1/+1, and attach it to that creature. So, woof, all your
Remember all
creatures.
those infinite token cards we were talking about earlier?
Yeah. So this is another way that like they could to get like a lot of tokens, like red white aggro deck with Liberated Armory into the dragon. That's the top end. Sack all the weapons and like kill them.
Naya, make a bunch of dudes.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, it's any creature. It's not like casting a spell. So as in you can like
This
play a
includes
token maker.
tokens too, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool, but it's like, oh, this is going to be powerful.
This is cool. I don't think the issue is this card. I think that in the cards surrounding it make it pretty broken.
And okay, well, what do we think about this in like the current like Nihiri shell?
In the current environment, it's not very good. In the environment, just from what we've seen of the mythics of Netropolis, it's pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a great card that enables a lot of Johnny-ish decks.
Yep.
I'm excited to build around with it.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't slot well into old decks. I think this will create new decks.
I can see that. I think it might work very well with the next card that we're about to look at, Martial Dictate. This is X white instant. Create X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. You gain X life. What do you think of that curve? Liberated Armory. Then
I think the curve is awful. Make 2/2/2s, you gain 2 life. What
Okay.
are you doing, Ruben?
Okay. Sorry, not that curve. I mean, like Martial Dictate with like with Liberated Armory out
So-
seems very fun.
I think I have a very different opinion of this card. I think this card harkens more back to Secure the Wastes.
Yeah, well, Secure the Wastes was quite good if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And you just play it as a 2-of or 1 of a control finisher, and instead of losing, you've swung the game around a lot.
Yeah.
Granted,
The fact that
Secure
this gains you
Revelation.
life is so nice for control decks. Oh my god. Oh my god.
so yeah, I think this is good for token decks. I think this is good for control decks. This is not good for aggro decks. Stop it, Ruben.
But I wanna. Okay.
Raid is just a hair too bad, but I don't know, you could have 1 as a finisher in case you flood out, but in general, you probably just want to play different dudes.
Yeah,
Not
you
flood
want to
instead.
play more of the dragons or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Rebel Captain. This is 1 and a white for a creature, human rebel. It's a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, arm each rebel you control, and then equip abilities of equipment you control. Cost 1 less to activate if they target a rebel. So
So it arms itself.
yeah, so it's a 2/2.
So it's a 2/2.
It's a 2/2 that gives you a weapon. Oh, it's, yeah, 2/2 that drops a weapon when it dies, and then it also makes all your equipment cheaper. This seems pretty good in a equipment deck.
No, it's notable. They only cost less if they target a rebel, which
we don't have any rebels outside the set.
This is the first good rebel we've seen.
Yeah, this is the only rebel we've seen, right? Or
I believe so.
So far. So yeah, I think you do want to play this in explicitly a rebel deck, though on its own it's acceptable. It's just not great. And unless there is an equipment you can cheese by reducing its cost, I think this is your backbone of the rebel deck. If it exists, this card lifts it up. I think this card will power it. And if there are more acceptable rebels, it's good.
It's worth noting that the weapon does just have value on its own, right? Not great,
but very little.
Yeah. But it does mean you can tussle with slightly larger threats than you'd normally be able to. Have it.
Fight the power.
All right, Casual, you want to read the next one?
Sure. Suppression Angel. 4 white for an artifact creature, Angel Mech. It's a 4/5 with a flying and vigilance and 1 white. Tap, destroy target rebel or mutant creature. Well, there goes the rebel deck.
They really hate mutants and rebels in this set.
But in all actuality, I am not.
This is not a good card, right?
Yeah, it's just it is a great limited card.
Yeah.
We already have Rebel Slayer Angel. We do not need this.
Yep.
Well, the Baneslayer Angel isn't a rebel, so if the rebel deck has
Baneslayer Angel has protection from rebels.
Oh yeah, that's right, because it's already just hate rebels.
This does have vigilance though, which isn't nothing, but it's just really expensive, and I think there are better finishers.
Yeah.
If this does have if the deck does get that absurd, sure, but I think you have better options.
Okay.
All right. Taken for questioning. 1 white enchantment. When taken for questioning enters the battlefield, exile target creature or planeswalker until taken for questioning leaves the battlefield. Supremacy. If you have more life than each opponent when taken for questioning leaves the battlefield, the exiled card remains in exile instead.
Ooh, so the supremacy is when taken for questioning leaves the battlefield. That provides a pretty nice play around.
Right, because when you're playing it, you're probably behind, right? It's removal, which means you have time to catch up before it leaves the battlefield if they're going to remove it.
Yeah, and it's worth keeping in mind that just because you have less or more life than an opponent does not mean you're winning or losing necessarily. Oh man, when this set was shown on the main Magic Reddit, and people were it's a win more and stuff, and it's you're not necessarily winning if you're ahead on life. It's not quite how Magic works.
I mean, even without supremacy, this card is the average case of O-Ring. Exile target creature or planeswalker until it leaves the battlefield.
It's more mana.
That card is perfectly fine for construct.
It's more mana intensive, O-Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, and doesn't hit enchantments and doesn't hit artifacts, which I think is a big one. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big deal. But still, I think the card is worth if there's not a better O-Ring to play.
Yep.
Get to the door.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Gifts of the Dohar might not be better considering that artifact hate is.
Yeah, well, it depends on how much artifact hate we see. We still haven't seen any artifact hate, so it's.
We're also at rare, so hang tight.
Yeah. Okay. Theos Arteno? Demagogue? Demagogue. Oh my god, I'm a bad. Okay. It's 1 white for a 1/1 with lifelink. If you would gain life, you gain twice that much life instead. As long as your life total is at least double the highest life total among your opponents, it gets +4/+4. Ooh.
And it's a legendary creature, human advisor.
Yes. So it's a 1/1 lifelink that gains you. It's a 1/1 that gains you 2 life when it attacks or blocks. That can become a 5/5 that gains you 10 life when it attacks or blocks.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, you're not really attacking with this until you've
until the 5/5.
So this is a life doubler, which has been in the standard formats before, the cards like Rock's Faithmender. The big thing right now is that in custom standard, there isn't really reliable ways of gaining that much life. So all of the life gain decks are going to be heralded by all the cards that come with Netropolis. And even with the life gain card in the Sphinx's Secure the Waste, I am not quite seeing the deck come together, though.
Well, especially with such little support. Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, we'll see. This could just be like a sideboard option against Burn. Like, I don't know. It's not, because
But then they just burn.
oh, but yeah, then you're never getting the third ability. Yeah. No, it's probably just bad. This is. I don't see the deck coming together yet. I think it's a cool build around cards.
Well,
and I would love to play this in Commander, right?
So one more consideration before we dismiss it.
Sure.
So the White Planeswalker we discussed at the beginning of this,
Good point.
the plus of each player gains 4 life. And by
Oh.
each player, I mean you gain 4, I gain 8. Granted, this still isn't a great rate of life change. Just keep in mind for the tools, but unless there's a lot of life gain tools for just a life gain deck, yeah.
Yeah, well, like 2 mana, double all your life gain. Yeah, kind of spicy. We'll see. Wrath of Mod. So, 2 white, sorcery, upload all creatures.
Did you get the reference? Did you
Yes,
get the
it's
reference? Okay.
yes, I think we got the reference. Wrath of God. Anyway. So this is kind of interesting because it's like a lot worse on turn 4 than a lot of Wrath of Gods, but like later on it's actually a lot better, right?
Well,
Like a lot.
it's worse than Wrath of God. It's better. It's actually quite. It's good on turn 4.
Yeah, because on turn 4 they can only pay for like one of them and still cast it on their turn 4 or turn 5 or whatever.
Well, no, they keep playing
issue
things.
with it
No, what
is
they do
that-
is they keep playing things in their hand, and then they start uploading later.
Sure.
But like the thing is that like what you want to be doing is like turn say 6 or 8 is you play this, wipe the stabilize the board, then you bring back 2 of then you like get 2 of your guys into your hand and ready to go.
But then they just unupload 2 of their guys and play them again.
Well, but that's a lot better than them that's a lot better than them playing something
Well, they
something
play
directly.
cards
But
in their
yeah,
hand instead.
yeah.
It's
It's
really
weird.
weird, and it's not destroy. Like you're not.
Hold on,
It-
let me
it's a lot of
compare
playing.
this. Let me compare this to 2 blue bounce all creatures. This is significantly better than that.
Yeah,
Right,
two
but
blue
the card
bounce
you're
all
comparing
creature.
to is really bad.
No,
Right, but
that's
well-
actually we have that at 3 blue in standard, right? Like
It sees 0 play.
Right.
does it?
It is that. But-
Rivers Rebuke, right? Is like the
Just because you've played it doesn't make it see you play beyond your deck. There's a premonition card in Dreamscape right now, but that will be rotating by the time this comes in. In any case, just bouncing cards to their hand, can have value, but like you need a very specific deck that wants specifically that. And I don't know, it's just I don't see how this works against you. It's just sort of like a Punisher mechanic where either, they'll play their next best creature, or, if they don't have a creature they play, they just unupload their dudes.
yeah.
But, like, I don't see how you take advantage of this. You just took your turn Rathamodding. And as a control deck, I don't think you can, like, just in terms of card advantage, you're losing just a lot of card value there. You're not
Okay.
gaining, it's not a 1 for X, it's a 1 for time.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's one
so-
card for a lot of tempo.
I was pretty sure I'd seen this in standard. Rivers Rebuke sees play in 30 as a one of in 30% of sideboards in both Sultai and Temur Energy decks. That's not a lot of play, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, this card's I think might end up being sideboardish. It's a weird card.
The only other note for it is this is a great anti-tokens card.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, actually, jeez. Like, do you if like the token what was it? If the token finish,
There's
if
Nano Bertha deck that gets out of hands. Sure.
well, yeah, no, Nano Bertha or the Martial Dictate, if they become like super popular, like Ralph Mod, I think comes in off the sideboard a lot.
Mm.
But
Speaking of reference cards, Ancestral Research for blue. Sorcery, upload the top 3 cards of your library.
Well, that's like expensive draw, but like also kind of a lot of selection. I don't know.
Yeah. It's
It's a lot of selection, it's a lot of smoothing. It's not an instant, so it's not actually Ancestral Recall. But the big thing is that it's actually just for the mana. It's a lot of upload. You can get a lot of cards powered by this. And I can see this in explicitly an upload deck. I don't think you just jam this in any old deck, though.
Do you jam this in Deep Net deck? Splash
In what?
Blue. Splash Blue for
Sentient
Deep Net?
Network?
No, Deep Net.
Oh, in Sentient Network, absolutely.
Oh yeah, well definitely Sentient Network, but like, I mean, I assume Sentient Network you're breaking with non-upload exile. You're like,
Deep Net, yeah.
yeah, Deep Net.
I don't think you have to, but you could.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure.
For the
if you
mirror,
necessarily
you.
play blue-black.
Yeah.
If you're playing blue-black with Deep Net, sure, you run this, but I don't think you have to.
This, yeah. I'm not sure if I like this card. I think I do like it actually. I don't know. I just have no idea if it's good. Yep. I mean, like, yeah. Let's move on.
Backdoor. X and a blue for a sorcery with choose an instant or sorcery card in a graveyard with converted mana cost X or less. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost, then exile it.
So you
it
get to
seems
flashback
bad.
something.
Yeah, that'd be a bit. Why does it seem bad? It's just
This is
Snapcast
great.
Mage without the flash and one.
And
less.
you can use it on your opponent's graveyard.
And it has mana smoothing. Like you don't have to pay mana. Like you can just Wrath, backdoor Wrath.
If Snapcaster Mage didn't have Flash, it would not be good.
No, it's called Riku. That card's
Doesn't-
really good.
Isn't this card just pretty damn good in like control finishes?
Yes.
The control mirrors.
This card
sorry?
is actually great. I'm running.
This card just seems like, as in, do you run 4 because like if you have just a handful of these, you're just really sad?
But it's no card advantage, and you can't cast instants with it.
Yes, you can.
Like-
You can.
You
You
can.
just can't cast it at instant speed.
Okay, you can't cast like counters or anything.
That's you get
So, counterpoint. We've established in all of the previous reviews that dirty work control is one of the pillars of the format. This is a fantastic card in that deck, in that you just have so much selection for what you want to do 8 times.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That deck
Oh boy.
It's basically a tap out deck anyway. So the fact that you lose, the advantage of, counter spells is marginal. So I'll be playing a bunch of this. I don't know about you. We'll see how it goes.
That's fair.
Okay. Cloud Colossus. 5 blue for an artifact creature mech. It's a 6/6 with flying, and when it enters the battlefield, tap all non-artifact creatures target player controls and untap all artifacts you control. Creatures tapped this way don't untap during their control's next untap step. Whew. Lock down all your opponent's stuff, untap all your artifacts. I don't think the untap your artifacts matters a ton, but
And that's where you're wrong.
Machinate deck? Are we doing it
Yep.
again?
It's already been done.
Yeah, but I mean,
we had a Machinate deck.
Machinate.
that
The
went-
Machinate deck was so much
that went
smaller, doesn't it?
infinite with something that only untapped 3 of your artifacts.
Yeah, but like you don't want to.
It wasn't very good, but this untaps all
Actually,
of them, which makes it
geez, I
loads
guess
easier.
if you're flickering this with the Machinate flicker guy, it's just like absurd, right? Infinitely tap down, lock down all your opponent's guys, infinitely untap all your guys.
However, outside of explicitly that deck, this card's off.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least this means that the deck kills you quickly. Unlike the previous version where they're just like, I have an infinite loop and I don't actually kill you. Yeah, that Machinate deck is...
Wait until I draw 2 more combo pieces.
That Machinate deck is very annoying.
Yeah. All
yeah.
right. Corporate Control, 1 blue. Enchantment. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player uploads the top card of his or her library. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 12 or more uploaded cards in exile, you win the game.
Ooh. Okay, so is this a reason to splash blue in the Deep Net deck?
I think so. Who needs win cons?
I mean, you do have a very real price to pay of, paying life, and, having...
No, because you only pay life...
Simultaneously, blue 1, and black.
No, you
turn
only
3.
pay life to get the uploaded cards into your hand.
Sure.
So you're actually just going black.
This is
Like,
also assuming you're not using, lands that hurt you. Granted, some of our more painful lands will be rotating shortly, but, this is a big toll on your mana base.
yes. No, yeah, yes.
Also,
it's just...
some of your cards need to do something.
No!
You can't just draw cards and upload cards forever and expect to just win the game. Even
Yes, you
this
can
card
win it.
literally says
You have an infinite free blocker.
Yeah, infinite
But
infinite
realistically,
free 4/4s, right? So you're playing...
I think you can do the blue-black upload deck. I just think that,
The mana base is going to be disgusting.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of very deliberate choices you're going to make with other select cards, and I don't quite know how it's going to work out because I think you need to splash up third color if you're going blue-black.
Oh. Well,
So, yeah.
be prepared to be eaten alive by the red-black deck.
Nom, 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 nom. I hope you enjoy your 7 uploaded cards.
Oh boy. Yeah, this card is dangerous, but I don't think it's gonna break the format in half. And I think the reason if this gets broken is gonna be because of Deep Net, and Deep Net's already super dangerous and could be too good anyway without this. We'll see.
Masquerade Maven.
Yeah.
1 blue for a human hacker creature. It's a 2/2. Hackers you control can't be blocked by artifact creatures.
Okay.
Whenever a hacker you control deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top card of his or her library. You may play cards exiled with Masquerade Maven.
So this is the sweetest. This is the sweetest, rarest stealer of secrets ever. Right?
I think it's pretty neat and not very good.
I think it's neat. I think it's also dependent upon how many hackers there are. I think most of them are going to be in blue,
No,
which
it
is
doesn't. I don't.
still just not a very creature-heavy color.
I don't
Right.
think it
Blue-black, I imagine.
I think there would have to be some very, very, very good hackers for this to be good. I'm pretty sure this is just Sealer of Secrets is nowhere near constructed playable, and this is quite a lot. And this doesn't fix, right? This doesn't fix the mana. It's not Gonti. You can't.
Yeah.
You steal your opponent's cards, and they're like, "Oh, you're playing green-red. I guess I can't play your cards."
Okay, I have much less to say about that card now. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll see play.
Yeah. Okay. Matt Harden, PI. 1 blue, legendary creature, human advisor. It's a 1/3 that whenever another creature dies, upload the top card of your library. 1 blue, counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 1 for each uploaded card you own. Oof. So...
Ooh.
This with the ancestral recall, upload recall.
Seems pretty good.
That's a curve. Just be like, oh, control deck, you wanted to pay 3 more for all your things forever? I don't know.
I mean, a lot of this is super suspect, though.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just play everything to the field, have no mana left. Like, even for this card, it's just, you need so many things to go your way.
Right.
This is just like
I-
really annoying against control decks, even if you have like one uploaded card.
Right.
And it does. Actually, wait. I think, ignore the counterspell, right? Whenever a creature dies, you quasi draw a card. That's on a 2-drop, on a defensive 2-drop. Like, this card actually seems very good, right?
I wouldn't say very good. I would
Right.
say pretty good. It's like, okay, whenever another creature dies, investigate.
Oh my-
That's a solid card.
Okay.
That's a solid card. It's no Tyrant's Trap.
Nanoburfer, all your things die, turn into uploads.
This doesn't. I don't think a deck
Green,
like this nailed
green,
the-
blue
it's just pulling in
tokens.
too many different directions.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know.
I think
Blue something tokens. I don't know. Yeah, like this.
I don't think you want your own creatures to die. Like, I don't
Oh wait.
think you
Oh
really have
yeah.
the
But see,
flexibility
this
to
is.
do
I
that.
thought this was only your creatures. Oh man, it's your opponent's too. Okay, this is even better.
Yeah. Like,
Good-
I think you want to play this, as a defensive creature to stop, an aggro aggression.
Mm.
But,
Mm.
like,
Well, if you're playing, say, blue-white flyers, do you sideboard this in against control?
no, I think the Flyers deck. I think the Flyers deck is a bad example here. It's just because.
Oh. I
like,
guess you want this
really
to have
need
flying.
your
Yeah,
very explicit parasitic synergies.
true.
I don't think you have the flexibility to just. I don't think you
Right.
can just throw this in as a card.
Yeah.
I think you either want this explicitly as a early drop in an explicitly upload deck, or you want this as a defensive just wall against aggro in a slower deck that occasionally uploads. I don't think this is a card you can just throw about.
Like this card has the power level. It's just about finding a home. Is basically what we're saying.
Yes.
Because you take away the counter ability, this card has the potential to see play. You take away the first ability and just have the counter ability. This also has the potential to see play, though in a lot more of a narrow sense. Like, I think this card has room to go in a bunch of different decks. Most likely, mainly in the sideboard, but like, definitely main deckable if it finds the right home. Yeah, I don't know. I really like this card. I will have fun playing around with it.
All right,
We'll see.
we ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right. Rise of Robotics, 2 blue. Sorcery. Return all creatures to their owner's hands. For each creature that leaves the battlefield this way, its controller creates a 1/1 colorless cyborg artifact creature token.
So we just had Wrath of Mod, which gave everyone uploaded cards. This instead gives everyone 1/1s. Do you like?
The templating on this is, I hate it, but I know it has to be that, Lily.
So I think in the general I don't like it. However, we have the arm a creature when it enters the battlefield. If
Oof.
you can take advantage of this more than your opponent, great. Otherwise, it's weird. I think the card as printed has problems. Like I think generally, if you're playing this card, you actually have fewer creatures than your opponent, and you're going to lose the heads up.
Mm.
But if you get that buff, then and then you get to replay all your stuff.
Obviously,
Have
this
fun.
obviously this wrecks any type of like people trying to do weird Voltron stuff, but we haven't really seen that as a strategy. I don't know, like. I mean, if you're playing a tokens deck, you don't really want to be bouncing your own tokens to make other tokens, unless.
Not necessarily a tokens deck. This is just bouncing creatures. You can play imagine this. I mean, I don't want to skew the view too much. But
Yeah.
bouncing the arm all your rebels, dude,
Oh yeah.
and then pass around all of your arm tokens because you play them both back, and then just you Voltron up 2 cyborgs. There's also a instance that is a white mana for +1/+1 for each artifact you control. You can very easily exploit just the scaling of this. I think
That's fair.
I think this has potential.
Yeah, me too.
Beyond what the card is printed says, more so than Wrath of Mod, which is really weird because outside of context, I think Wrath of Mod would be better.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, Telekin Shinobi. This is blue for a creature, human ninja with. It's a 2/2 with prowess and protection from artifacts, and whenever you whenever you cast a non-creature spell, scry 1. Wow, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, scry 1 on like a very good body that wants you to cast lots of non-creature spells.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's also a lot of protection, but okay.
yeah, I mean flavorful, I guess. I don't know. The set was first made a long time ago. It's been in development for a long time. This
I
card
like it.
seems
We have prowess
very
decks right now. Like
yeah,
it's just,
yeah.
even without
Like
the
the
protection line, just
The blue
it's a solid
is
game.
obviously
It's a pretty
Yeah.
solid card, yeah.
the blue is obviously a little problematic, but like scrying 1's really good. Prowess is good. Protection from artifacts I think is going to obviously get a lot better when this rotates in.
I mean,
Yeah.
one of the big issues with prowess decks is that you lose cast really quickly if you can just filter out all of your lands. This is great.
Yeah,
Not to
and
mention the non-combo-y builds of Civ would certainly like this.
Yep.
Yeah,
fan.
again, blue is like main concern here, but
Sure.
but worth keeping an eye on.
Black Watch Hacker, 2 black for a 3/3 human hacker with menace. If an opponent is enchanted by one or more viruses, Black Watch Hacker has lifelink. If an opponent is enchanted with 2 or more viruses, Black Watch Hacker gets +3/+3.
Woof.
So we haven't seen any viruses yet, correct?
No. Okay.
I believe they're...
Let's
I thought we did see one.
Okay, let's assume it's doable. What do we think of a 4-mana 6/6 lifelink menace?
I mean, that seems pretty good. I think they're basically like curses.
Basically
Yes, they are
curses.
curses, right?
So putting 2 curses on your opponent without having seen them specifically is totally doable. And getting a 6/6 menace lifelink is a pretty good reward.
Yeah, but it's very timing dependent, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Because it's
But,
basically the curses have to be impactful enough that you're not just falling behind.
Right.
Or minimally need to curve. You
Yeah,
need to curve
because
2 or 3 into this.
play
You can lose. You're fine losing the tempo if even to an aggro deck when you drop a 6/6 lifelink.
Yeah.
against them. It's
But
just-
the thing is, if you
need
only have 1 virus on them, this card's not good enough. Like a 3/3
it's
lifelink menace is
fine.
fine, but it's definitely not what you're looking for in your 4-drop, which is supposed to be your
Yeah.
kind of big powerhouse. Yeah. I mean,
This lives and dies by the ability to play multiple viruses.
we'll have to keep an eye out for how many viruses are playable and if they're cheap. And playable in
Now,
multiples.
following this up with the virus is nearly as good. It doesn't block as well, but
Yeah. Well, it's much more likely to die, right? To removal.
that's true.
Okay, Corporate
So-
Confident. 1 and a black, artifact creature, cyborg advisor. It's a 2/1 and has supremacy. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have more life than each opponent, you lose 2 life and you draw a card. This is
That's
our
pretty neat.
Bob for the set. Every custom Magic set has to have Bob of some sort.
Yep.
I mean,
This is a neat Bob. It works against itself in a way that
Yes.
feels okay, because if you have more life, you can afford that extra life, and
yes.
I don't know.
There we go. So we get the situation where you're on 2 and your opponent is on 1 and you kill yourself.
It's okay because you pay to deep net. But like, I like it. This is a very aggressive bomb. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
You'll end up drawing more than you don't. even
It's
with
it's
full
interesting that
cost.
like you
Yeah.
don't play this in the deep deck, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Because anyway, we'll have to see what. Yeah, and we'll keep an eye on this with like other life gain stuff and like any good life linkers.
I don't think it'll do any life gain. I think this card will just see play.
Potentially. Data Demon. This is 2 black for a creature demon. It's a 5/3 with flying, and at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Data Demon unless you upload 2 cards from your hand. Ooh, that's
That's pretty
interesting.
neat.
So you need to both
I don't
have
think
2
it's that good.
cards, and or need to be keep playing 4 mana. Like, yeah, this is quite a cost for only a 5/3 flyer. Like a 5/3 flyer is
It
very
is.
good, but
Now, as we established, the upload cost doesn't have to be 4 mana. It could be 2 life. It could
True.
be 0 mana if you.
okay,
if you
okay. So you
play Grixis.
you almost definitely play this in DeepNet, right? Like that's its
Yeah.
home.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
like I
cool with
I
that.
don't think you're often playing it outside of
I
DeepNet.
don't actually know that you do play it in DeepNet, because if you don't have the DeepNet out, this is just the same as it would be in any other deck.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
I mean, the
thing
floor
that,
isn't
like,
super low unless you top deck it. Right? Like when you top deck it, you're obviously super sad.
But upload has a weird thing where it's like if you really want that card, you can just get it, play it. I think that the deck has the tools to power through enough stuff that like the costs could potentially not actually be a real cost.
Hmm.
I think it could exist in explicit upload shells, but I do think it needs a tuned deck to hum. I think it can't really work
Yeah,
outside of it.
you don't build a deck around this. You already build a deck around other powerful things, and you go, "Oh, this actually fits really nicely." Yeah. Okay, let's move on to Misclick.
Alright, Misclick. Black. Sorcery. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card, then reveals the card he or she owns from outside the game with the same converted mana cost and puts it into his or her hand.
Oh man, this is awkward because like if this is in the same environment as Dreamscape with its where sideboard slots are being used by Blurred Horizons, this card's probably pretty good. Otherwise, it's probably pretty
Definitely.
bad. Like if people are using their full sideboard, it's probably not that good.
I don't know, sideboard cards sometimes gravitate to a certain converted mana cost, although that's obviously format dependent. But it wouldn't always be, unless they're anticipating Misclick, they wouldn't always.
But like, yeah, this card can't be too ubiquitous, right? Because like people will start being like, "I'll play 3 copies of a card and then play the 4th copy in my sideboard."
Right.
Additionally, I don't think you can even play this in. I'm actually hesitating to play this in your main deck unless you aren't afraid of your aggro matchup.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you play this against aggro,
Oh
you
boy.
get their 1-drop, they grab another 1-drop. Or
I
you get
mean,
their 2-drop,
aggro
they grab
doesn't-
another 2-drop.
I mean, aggro doesn't usually have the greatest cards in their sideboard. I don't know.
Sure, but, like, we have. Just from how weird custom standard gets, because every one of the designers has sort of like a set of cards that they want to include. We get a lot of redundant cards, so a lot of aggro deck sideboards are just variations on cards that we play in their main deck that are just slightly better in one matchup or another.
Yeah.
In that case, Misclick is really bad against low curve aggro decks.
Yeah. The card's definitely really interesting and cool, but no, I think this isn't what we want in custom standard. Unless we're really starved for discard effects, like as in because like against combo, right? Like this has some potential game, but like that's like very sideboard. And again, like game 3, they put one of their combo pieces in their sideboard, and then you're set.
Now,
Be good at
it's also
1 to
worth
fireball.
noting that we just don't have a lot of great discard effects
Yeah.
in custom standard. So
Yeah, we have
This
like
this might have a place.
so we have
Out
plea
of
bargain.
force rather than out of desire.
Yeah, we have plea bargain, and we have the 2-mana one from villains, which nobody apart from me plays. Yeah. Nine Eyes Virus. This is 2 and a black. Enchantment or a virus. Enchant player. At the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, search your library for another virus card with a different name and upload it. When this card is uploaded, search your library for another virus card with a different name and upload it. Okay, so is this the playable virus we've been looking for? Probably not.
We don't know because this also requires
I
other
know.
viruses.
Right. And we're already at the letter N in black, where we're assuming that viruses are the hacker mechanic, which is blue and black. So I don't see the threshold coming, but we'll see.
Yeah. So
Again,
all the viruses are at uncommon, but then like how powerful can they be? I don't know.
I think this will be a great casual tribal card, but
Mhm.
I can't see it coming together now.
Okay.
All right. Online tutor, 2 and a black, sorcery. Search your library for a card and upload it. Then shuffle your library.
Okay. So this is like quasi demonic tutor, but you're sorry, diabolic tutor, but you're paying 1 extra to get it in 2 installments.
Yeah, two installments. I think it
probably.
compares to Diabolic Tutor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Diabolic Tutor isn't good enough.
Nah.
If
No.
you search for a 2-mana card, you can cast it on the turn that you would normally be casting Diabolic Tutor.
Yay.
For that matter.
But
Yep.
you then sacrifice your turn 3, which is kind of
Which is, yes, a big deal.
I mean, do we play this in Deep Net deck to search up Deep Net?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Yep. Let's go to self-destruct sequence. 2 black. Enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, destroy all creatures and sacrifice self-destruct sequence. This
Oh my
is
God, I hate
delayed
this.
wrath.
yeah.
I hate delayed wraths.
The end is coming.
This card's really good, right?
Your card's really good.
Card's
Oh,
really
yeah.
good. Because, like,
It's-
you
it's
get to go
basically
first.
just
You get to
block
reset the board. Like, it's the beginning of your upkeep, not the next upkeep. This card's very good.
Yeah, like this is Doomsayer from Hearthstone.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
This is
It's
No, that we
unkillable.
can't even yeah, you can't even kill it.
yeah, you
Oh.
can't kill it. It's weird just because like it doesn't save you for dying the next turn anyway, but like otherwise this is
Okay, yes, that is worth noting as a downside. Does not
Yes,
save you
that
from
is
dying
true.
the turn that you play it. That's like a considerable downside, but then like, oh man, in mid-range
But then if
decks,
you don't
this-
die that turn, it's Time Walk and Wrath.
like this is so much better in mid-range decks than in than a normal Wrath, right? Because you can play out threats while a control deck doesn't want to play out the threat, like creature threats.
Mhm.
So this card's going to be quite good.
Yep.
Yep. We'll see a lot of play. We'll see a lot of play in a lot of different homes. We'll occasionally die to mono red, wishing it was a real Wrath. Okay. Cesaro, Bounty Hunter, 3 black, legendary creature, human rogue. It's a 3/2 with Death Touch. At the beginning of your end step, destroy a target creature or planeswalker. At the beginning of your upkeep, put Cesaro Bounty Hunter on the bottom of your library unless you pay 3 black. So
Right.
how do we feel about repeatable removal with an upkeep on a 3/2 Death Touch?
That can also attack sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
This is okay. I mean, it's not going to see standard play just
Isn't
because you
it?
can't afford to play 3 black.
No, but as
every
in,
turn, I
stop.
don't think, but
no,
it's-
listen to this.
It's still
So you play it, you kill something,
Yep.
and then you have a 3/2
Yep.
Death Toucher and they can't attack you.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
but they attack you with their two 2/2s.
Whatever, you kill
Yeah,
one.
that's fine. That's fine.
This
You
is
kill
a
one.
5 mana 2 for 1.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like, because
Alright.
because you're not gonna pay it anyway. Like, yeah, this card seems quite good if the form this card seems quite good against mirror in mid-range mirrors, but even against control, you're just like, oh, okay, I'll keep paying the cost to destroy all your planeswalkers until they're all dead.
That said, it has, I think, a line of text that I would probably recommend be changed before final, absolutely final submission. There's a scenario where you play this on your turn. The effect doesn't happen until your end step. So actually, if you actually want a 5-mana The Abyss, you can still do that. This isn't an enter the battlefield. This is a be in your end step.
Yeah.
But the problem is if your opponent gives hexproof to his last creatures, Zaro shoots himself and goes away.
That's probably a mistake. Yeah, templating error. Should probably not shoot himself. Or your planeswalker. Actually, probably should just be destroy target creature or planeswalker you don't control.
Or you may.
Yeah, or you may.
You don't control.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
I
like the cards. I like the
red
cards.
card after.
I'm just going to quickly go into the other room. I'll be back in about 30 seconds. You guys can read this card.
Yeah. Well, one last comment on Zaro. Technically, you can't mill out if you have him. You just play him, kill a guy, bottom it, draw it. Andrew Vaughn, Extremist. Legendary creature, human rebel. 2 in a red for a 3/2 first striker. At least one creature must attack each turn if able. Whenever an attacking creature dies, Andrew Vaughn, Extremist, deals 1 damage to target player. So, just from the body alone, this is a very solid dude. It's a 3/2 first striker.
This reminds me of Ferocidon, but that's probably just in my head.
I mean, it's a 3 power 3 drop in red that's playable. Additionally, it does have the rebel tag, so we determine that rebels are red white. I think the card is going to be quite good just because, I don't know, this will force smaller decks to, run into this, well-statted guy and then die, and then they take more life.
Yeah, this is kind of what your mythical mono red mid-range deck wants against aggro.
It's not a myth.
It won't be a myth forever, but it's currently a myth.
But yeah, I think this guy's quite solid. Red will play a bunch of him. Not necessarily 4, but some of it at the least.
Yep.
Digital.
I think that's all we have to say about that.
Yep. Digital Liberator. Red for a 1/1 creature, human hacker. As an additional cost to cast Digital Liberator, upload a card from your hand. Digital Liberator gets +1/+0 for each uploaded card you own.
Neat.
I mean, it's neat.
So if you play this and then you play Ancestral Upload, is that good?
Okay, I'm back. So,
You're
yeah.
on Digital Liberator right now.
Yes, I heard.
Andrew Bo's summary was pretty good.
Yeah, so is a 5/1 for 1. And quasi discard a card.
Right, but the problem there is you have a lot of do nothing. And in fact, unlike every other uploaded card you have, I don't think you play this in an upload deck. I think you just play it as a red 2, as a 1-mana 2/1.
That's not good, because it makes you upload a card, so it makes one of your cards in hand cost 2 more.
Unless you can make that,
If you play 2 of them, then it's good, but the chances of that aren't that high. And red has better than just a 2/1 with downside.
True.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of red upload, if I remember correctly.
True. I think there will come a day where this is the best 1-drop in red, potentially. But
today is not that day.
Today is not that day.
Well, we have lost Ashaku, so I mean, we are but we still have Tybalt, so...
Tybalt.
Not a 1-drop. Tybalt is still in the
Oh, sorry, Ashaku. I keep thinking Ashaku was a 1-drop, but no. Anyway, hard resets.
We have other red 1-drops that are good too. So, yeah, go on.
Hard reset. 3 red, discard your hand and upload the top 7 cards of your library. Do we play this in blue reds? upload to instant win the game?
That's on upkeep
That's
to win the game, right? Yeah, like
Yes.
yeah. Like I think there is an upload deck somewhere. I don't know exactly where it is, but like
there might be
7.
multiple upload decks. We don't know.
Okay. Do you play Digital Liberator, play Hard Reset, and then hit them with an
no.
8-1,
No, you
9-1,
don't do that.
9-1?
Oh
I mean-
god, when your entire deck dies to shock.
Shush. I mean, what you do is you play hard resets in your Sentient Network deck.
Yeah. Or do we just play this in like Civ, right?
No, Civ doesn't
Absolutely
hit
not.
5.
No, like
Stop that.
combo Civ, like just dump your
Still
hand.
no,
Absolutely
stop
not.
that. So what you actually do with the deck is you power out your Sentient Network. You
Oh,
dig
God.
through and tutor up all of
Well,
your Sentient
I'm just
Networks,
assuming-
return
I'm
them
just-
to your hand for free, and then play them.
I'm just assuming Sentient Network is getting changed somehow because the card's really stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Anyway.
this
Alright.
digs really deep. Yeah.
Are we ready to move on?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. Lock and load. 2 red, sorcery. Arm target creature you control, then arm it again. That creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player.
Oof.
Well,
Punch them in the
I mean,
face.
it's removal. It's 2+1 counters and more, and then removal.
Oh boy.
This is or burn.
Or burn. I
I
think
mean-
that's really the big thing. I think if this sees play, there is some really, really silly deck that exists in the format.
Yeah, like it's powerful, but it's really weird. Like I don't feel like going to see play, but it's powerful.
This will see play like the one M15 card did in Jeskai
Stoke
Ascendancy.
the flame? No.
No, not Stoke the Flames. There was an enchantment that it was a 5-mana enchantment. You enchant a creature. It has tap, deal damage equal to this creature's power to target player, and then you just did that like 4 or 5 times, and you just killed them twice. In any case,
What do you think about this
If
with
there's-
Civ?
stop that.
The golem gets
Okay,
plus
this
two,
is
plus
actually
three,
good
plus
in Civ.
3.
I
It's
will say
removal.
this is actually good in Civ.
Like the
Yeah.
Civ gets plus 3, plus 3 because prowess, and the golem gets plus 3, plus 3. And you remove them or burn them in the face for like at least 5.
And also they get a permanent +2/+2.
Yeah. This seems
I,
great.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, when you put it that way. Yeah, we found the shelf.
okay. Like, I think this can go in other decks too. Like, I think this can be like the top range for like red black aggro. I think this could be like I think you could just kill a lot of people with this, right? No.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, you play it with Digital Liberator. You make him an 8-1 with hard reset, and then you hit them in the face for 10.
I mean, the real issue with it is that, like, again, it dies to murder really, really hard.
Wait, actually, no. You Tarmophore and hit them in the face for 20.
Yeah,
So
that's actually more the thing to do. Just make a big dude, punch them in the face, now they're dead.
yeah, I think this card will
Carry
see
on.
play somewhere. It's just what's the exact shell like? Look, it's just like they don't have instant speed interaction. It's a massive blowout. Like, yeah, it's like Yema, right? That is one way, not fight.
It's different.
Yeah. Okay.
MechLab Engineer. 1 and a red for a 1/3 artifact creature human cyborg. Tap, sacrifice an artifact, create an XX colorless mech artifact creature token, where X is the sacrifice artifact's converted mana cost.
Ooh, interesting. So
I
do
don't know what this goes with.
well,
because all your
don't no.
artifacts
Don't you
are-
infinitely sacrifice Sentient Network to
Or you
make
can
6
just kill
6s?
them. You already have infinite 4/4s. What more do you want?
No, but now you get infinite
No,
4/4s
it's
and
6/6.
infinite 6/6s. You
That
get both, right?
Seems decent.
I don't think you have that many slots available to not power out Sentient Network.
Probably.
Like, I think this would be great, but it just feels kind of win more.
It's weird
Yeah,
that
also fair.
it's weird that this doesn't work with ARM. Right.
It doesn't work with armor. It doesn't work with a lot of mechanics. Like
Doesn't
all the
work
decks
with
I want to build with
canisters.
it make artifact tokens, and then I
Yeah.
realize that this is a very silly
Right.
venture. They just die.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think this won't end up finding a home.
No. It's a little
I shed a
funky.
tear.
Ooh,
Okay.
problem.
Yeah. Motley Crew. This
But wasn't
is
that a name
two.
of a card in Ixalan?
Oh, who knows? 2 and a red enchantment. At the beginning of each combat step, you may choose at least 3 creatures you control that share no creature types with each other. They get +3/+0 and gain first strike until end of turn. Wow.
Cards are real cute.
I
That's
mean, isn't it just if you like choose 2 creatures,
sure.
right? This card's quite good, right? I mean, this just
At
makes your
least-
creatures impossible to fight in combat.
Yeah, actually, yeah. This
Well,
just
This just- this-
the fact that they can't share any creature types is significant.
Like okay, so if
Um,
you play like, you know, if you're playing mono red and you play 1 drop, 2 drop, and this, is your opponent screwed?
At least 3. So you have to play
No,
1
no.
drop,
At-
2 drop, 3
Oh,
drop.
at
Yes.
least 3, 1 drop, 2.
Yeah.
Okay, no, it's so
Yeah,
win
at
more then.
least
Sorry, I thought it was saying.
if
Yeah, I thought it was saying up to 3.
this exists, if there is a deck that wants specifically this. The problem is that like the current lists either have like a bunch of humans.
Oh my god.
Previously a bunch of hounds.
Yeah.
This presently won't work unless our
Well, it
red
does. It
curve
doesn't work with
has
like the
very-
big. It doesn't work with the big token maker. Yeah, no, this probably is just bad, right? Like unless we get like a really playable cone of creatures.
This is bad unless it's good.
Yeah, this is probably just bad. I thought when I originally read this, I thought it was up to 3, not at least 3, and so I thought it was like
Up to 3
absurd.
would be broken because you do it.
Well, that's
on
what I would-
Just one creature.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Like your creatures would be impossible to fight in combat, but no,
Right.
it has to be at least 3. No, this is bad.
All
Okay.
right. Robo Geisha. 1 and a red. Artifact creature construct. 1/1. When Robot Geisha enters the battlefield, each player may discard a card. Each player who discarded a card this way draws a card. Whenever Robo Geisha deals combat damage to an opponent, Robo Geisha deals damage to that player equal to the number of cards in his or her graveyard.
What?
Well,
As a
I mean,
2-drop?
It's a 1/1, so it's if your opponent has a creature, then this is never doing anything. But
Well, it's a 1/1 that ETB's rummages is the flaw, right? Well, as in like
Right.
Yeah.
like, but the thing is, this can potentially just insta kill people. Like this is actually like a 7/1 or an 8/1 or 9/1. Like
right.
this is
But that's when it's late. Like that's a really weird point for this card.
Right. And by the time it's late, your opponent will have
Okay,
other
so-
creatures.
okay. So it's nearly always at least a 2/1 or 3/1, right? So as in like, yeah, that's not quite good enough.
I mean, 2 players. It's
Yeah,
only
yeah.
2
That's
players,
why-
which is
that's why
a
it's
very
not-
important thing. Like I think it's too fragile in most cases, even with
So
the dream. Like there's a lot of graveyard decks running around right now. Even if you could just 10 someone, they probably have a 2/2 block.
I mean, are we playing? You know, we do have things like, the thing that like gives hexproof and unblockable until end of turn, but it's probably just not good. Yeah.
I don't think this will be good enough. But like again, there's so many cards that are just like almost there, where it's like I can't really fully dismiss any of them. Even the last card I can't fully dismiss. I think this card has potential, but I can just, from my estimates, say that this probably won't see that much play.
Well, I mean, otherwise,
Agreed.
if you're just playing like an aggressive enough deck where like a 3/1 or 4/1, like as in if you're playing like all like 1 drops, 2 drops, 3 drops, and this is just like aggressive enough that you can like consistently deal a lot
Sure,
of damage.
but in all of those decks, I'd rather have an actual 3/1 or 2/1 rather than
Sure.
a potentially one-shot kill.
Yeah, and it works in multiples. You get your opponent to, but they don't even have to discard the card. Yeah, okay,
Right.
this is probably bad. Spice Den. Well, it's not bad. It's probably too niche. Probably more Commander card or something. Like, I don't know.
You have to read the
Hold
card.
on. Hold on.
Okay.
Spice deck. One
Yeah.
red for an enchantment. Creatures you control have tap, discard a card, draw a card. Now, stop it, Ruben. Stop dismissing your cards too soon. We
No,
just
no.
established that Nano
No.
Berserk
I was
exists.
still talking about Robogeisha. Like, as in.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I went back. Sorry.
Sorry, Spice deck.
You said Spice Den.
No, yeah, I started saying Spice Den, and I was
Okay,
like,
whatever.
I wanted to add something to Robogeisha. Yeah.
Anyway,
Spice Den.
Okay.
Spice Den seems. I don't know where the hell I want to
Windward?
play it. Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
I actually
Do-
think it's...
Do I play it in like red white tokens? I don't know.
it's no Cryptolith, right?
It's not,
But you could dig for your win con in a tokens deck. I don't know. That feels really weird.
yeah. It feels really weird. The big thing is, I see it if you can produce a lot of O1s. And the big thing is, like, we actually have a lot of decks that, like,
Oh my
we have a lot
god!
of
So
potential for
no,
a
you're playing
large
this in
set of just...
yeah. So
You're playing this
red,
in a
green-
red-green token list.
well, as in red green, red green
green
like
artifact
Berthas,
token.
nano Bertha.
Just red-green dudes.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of ways to just make a lot of dudes that don't have power but like are undercosted token makers. With this plus the recently added Janata, you just dig for whatever. You filter your hand out. I think this has potential, but like again, I think it's
It's a
long
sideboard
shot
card,
to
right?
play.
like you play this. I don't know, but what do you
can
mean
play it.
side?
You could play as a fun of in the main.
In
Yeah.
any deck where you're playing it, it's not a sideboard card,
Yeah.
I don't think. And I think most decks you do not play it.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Creeping
Alright,
Corrosion.
so-
This is gonna see play. Can
Yeah,
confirm.
this is a reprint.
oh
Thanks,
my.
Airpath, for including a check valve.
Yep.
Oh
This
my
is the
god. Will it?
artifact hate we've
I
been
guess the
waiting
main
for.
question is, will it be enough? Oh.
My thought is yes.
It just destroys the artifact deck.
Yeah, no, and they play all the sentient networks and go, oh, I bring them all back.
I
For
mean,
8 mana because they're playing the artifact deck, not the upload deck.
yep.
So this, I don't think you play it on turn 4 necessarily.
You might. You probably
You might.
will. Actually,
Well, I guess. I guess
there are a lot of
Infinity deck
matchups
you
where
would.
you do. There's a lot of matchups where you can just play it for greedy value, but I think a lot of the time when you're bringing this in, it's because your opponent has some degenerate way of producing 7 to 8 artifact creatures very quickly.
Sure.
I think this, is a very necessary check valve. I approve this card LC play.
Yep.
All right. Full recovery. 2 green sorcery. Upload all cards from your graveyard.
Oof. That's cheap. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot.
But it's not cheap. It's not cheap.
It's not cheap at all. Like, I think the big thing is do you need a big upload count? You don't actually want those cards because this becomes like either a super expensive Praetor's Council, which is fine, but like it's really expensive.
But it's in installments.
Or
I
you
think
auto
that's-
win with your upload count cards.
I think this is kind
Like
of
in-
comparable to Seasons Past.
Like in any
Yeah.
like game where you just want to like kind of be like, I have infinite card draw, you can never like make me run out of cards. This is like
True.
yeah, like isn't this what the green deck brings in against control decks? As long as
Yeah.
as long as their removal
Maybe.
is actually putting their stuff in the graveyard. And like, good god, think about if you're like playing self mill at all, like the control deck thinks they have you locked down, then like turn 4 you like be like,
So-
oh yeah, my hand size is like 20.
So this actually is a very cheap upfront cost for
Yeah.
a Praetor's Council effect for like a mid-range deck.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of decks that like dump a bunch of stuff into their graveyard. And I think this could see a lot of potential sideboard play. I don't want to see it in the main for the most
Oh,
part,
no,
unless
no,
you can guarantee 0 to 25 or like some 0 to 12. 0 to 12 cards uploaded
Yeah.
for your data recovery. But other than that, this is Player's Council, except you can't be forced to discard those cards.
Yeah.
That is not nothing, but it's still so expensive.
Okay, Gunmetal
I
Hydra.
had something else to say, but I can't remember what it was. Alright,
Okay.
go on.
Gunmetal Hydra. X, green, green. It's a 0/0 that enters artifact, creature, mech Hydra that enters the battlefield armed X times. This is cute.
This is really neat.
I don't
Yeah,
think it's
this is-
good, but I think it's cute. I mean, the whole. Okay. If we have a deck that wants a ridiculous amount of artifacts on the field, I mean, this does make a lot of artifacts, right?
There are cards that exist that care about artifacts entering the battlefield, so yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, aren't you probably just playing like the Nano Buffer anyway? Then I don't know. This,
Sure.
like,
I
It's-
think ultimately not like this, but like again, this is a card that requires a full context of its standard environment.
hmm.
It could be busted in half. More like on its own, the card's not that great.
Right.
It's just not. But like there are definitely worlds I can see where this enables a very stupid deck.
You can play it the turn before you play your dragon
Yeah.
for just three extra artifacts to
For
give your
a
dragon
2/2.
+6/0.
A 2/2. No, plus 5/0 in haste.
Well, but it'll all. Well, I mean, you're already playing Nano Birther or something.
Okay, sure. Anyway, but yes, yeah, card is interesting. I think it's like a lot better in limited than it is in constructed.
Yep.
Sure, yeah.
I look forward to play. I would play this in Commander and in limited like a lot, but I'm not going to play it here. Okay,
Intelligent design. X and a green for a sorcery. Upload the top X cards of your library. You may put an uploaded creature card you own with converted mana cost X or less onto the battlefield.
woo. This reminds
Seems
me.
about right.
This reminds me.
Yeah,
Of,
it is not Green Sun Zenith, though it kind of is.
this reminds me of a card we saw in the Dark Souls set review.
Yep. Yep.
That journeyed
Yep.
X times and then did the same thing.
This is kind of not strictly better than that, because that one gets you all your journeyed cards for free if you can hit. This one, the upload still costs mana to get, but it is cheaper for sure.
It's
And
cheaper, but more importantly, you can set it up. Like,
Mm.
you can very
Yeah,
easily, ancestral research on turn one, then do this whenever, you can hit something you've already found, or,
Right.
If you missed, grab something
Yeah,
slightly
so
better.
are we playing like green-blue upload? I mean, between this and the graveyard one, like, you could do it. I don't know.
interesting.
I don't know. I think the next card will tell us a lot more about where we want to go. I think this card does have potential, though. I think we'll see some amount of play, but I'm still not 100% sure how to evaluate that. All of your cards are weird.
Machine Oracle. Let's move on to this is Machine Oracle. It's a single green mana for an artifact creature, Cyborg Advisor. It's a 1/1. It has tap. Upload a card from your hand. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Okay, and it has tap. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Activate this ability only if you own an uploaded card. Ooh, so 1 mana, 5 color. Mana dork.
It's Birds of Paradise. It's a Birds of Paradise with a minor requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also has power. This
Yeah.
card will be quite good.
Yeah.
This is
This.
playable in decks that don't care about artifacts or uploading.
Exactly.
Yeah, this card's going to be good. Like,
It is
we've.
format defining. It is a 1 mana dork.
Yep.
This is
Uh,
not nothing.
I love 3-drops.
Yeah, do we have enough good free drops? We'll find out. Well, talking of free drops, we have Missy, Mother of Mutants. 1 green for a legendary creature, Mutants. It's a 2/4, and it has green, tap, sacrifice a mutant, search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the sacrificed creature's converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Activate this card anytime you could cast a sorcery. Is this a good enough free drop for you?
Well, I don't think this is going to be the thing you're ramping into with Machine Oracle. But I don't think it's trash. We haven't seen... Have we seen mutants? We probably have. We just haven't noticed.
Yeah.
We haven't seen many, I don't think.
We've definitely seen the tags for it.
Yeah.
I remember that 6-drop Throne / Carnage Tyrant thing was a mutant.
Now, does this but this doesn't get only mutants. It just needs a mutant. So if there's a good enough, there's a good enough 4-drop, you like have this sacrifice itself and turn into a 4-drop.
This is true.
Sure, I'm not a huge fan of that, but I mean, it's yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see a curve of mutants before Pod. You know, the dreams come back alive again. If the other cards line up, this will see play. If they don't, it won't. Grr, stop this. I can't analyze these cards.
Okay. So, a 3-mana 2/4 is not the worst stats, but 3-mana 2/4 that can sacrifice itself for 1 mana to get you to play any 4-drop creature for free. I mean, if we totally disregard mutant, like that's at least like not nothing.
It isn't nothing, no. It's just, it's not great value still. Like, it's fine. It's just...
Like, do we make some sort of, like, you know, do we make, like, a toolboxy...
4-pod?
4-pod? Yeah.
Just pod for things that cost 4.
I don't know. Anyway, interesting cards.
Interesting card. If it has friends, it'll be quite good. If it doesn't, it'll probably be okay anyway.
Okay. So what are you looking for in a friend? Like a mutant with like die effects that's like cost 2?
I'm looking for a mutant at 1, at 2, and at like 3 or 4 or 5. Just a curve of mutants. I want a curve of mutants for this card to see play, and for those mutants to also be good on their own.
And be good if you sacrifice them, potentially. Okay. Sapient Sergeant. 2 green, artifact creature, mutant soldier. There we go, this is a mutant. It's a 4/4 vigilance with supremacy. As long as you have more life than each opponent, it gets +2/+2 trample and attacks each turn if able. Is this the mutant you're looking for? I mean,
No.
6/6 trample, attack each turn if able, if you're winning.
Or 4/4 vigilance if you're losing. Like, neither are that bad.
Well, it still has vigilance, right? If it's a 6/6, so the attack each turn if able doesn't even like
Right.
put you on the back foot if you're against, if it survives, which you know, considering it's going to be a 6/6, like
the body isn't bad. It's just I think that this particular slot is super crowded, which sort of gives. You know,
if only Tamavor was a mutant.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
He's a mutant soldier, but like
Logwave.
he's just an efficient 4-drop. I think he'll see some play.
Yeah, depends also like how much if you know you're going to be consistently above the life. Like are people playing pain lands, for example? If your opponents are playing pain lands, maybe.
I think the real comparison is this the best green 4-drop? And that is a very difficult question.
Yeah, because like sometimes the trample is so much better than like the extra power that Tamavor might have or whatever. Like, and also if you're not wanting to do graveyard shenanigans, etc. Yep.
All right. State of Affairs. In a green enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. And Supremacy. Sacrifice State of Affairs. Draw a card and prevent all damage that would be dealt to you or creatures you control this turn. Activate only if you have more life than each opponent. So it gains you life, and then it's a one-sided fog that draws you a card if you have Supremacy. I think it's unlikely to go off.
The cantrips. It's a cantrip. It cantrips.
I said cantrip. I said draw a card.
Okay.
So it's not. It doesn't ask that much of you really. But I don't know what would you use it. But in a mid-range deck, for instance,
okay.
it
Is
might
this
go off and be
is
pretty
this
good.
for the taking turns fog deck?
Potentially.
Oh my god, are we doing taking turns
so
fog deck?
Not necessarily taking turns fog deck, but just a fog deck. Like, again, we don't need very many fogs for it to be a critical threshold.
The
Like,
taking turns fog deck is usually not going to have supremacy, even if you gain 3 life.
yes. I think this is good for explicitly fog. I don't think this is good for a taking turns deck where you just play extra turns. I think it'll end up doing nothing most of the time.
Yeah, but it's also like sorcery speed fog. As in,
What?
as in, like, as in, you can sacrifice it on your opponent's turn, but you can't necessarily, like, as in, you can't surprise them, right? Like, is the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, but like it's smoothing, like because there's a lot of turns where, like, say on turn 4, you play State of Affairs, you keep up 2 mana. It's either a counter spell or fog proper. So then on next turn, like it just allows you to do a lot of setup that you don't just want to do, where you just play at the end of your turn. And one of the other weird things about fog decks is just how they generally play. The way the fog decks generally play is that you're actually usually behind most of the time. For the most part, you are on the back foot.
Right.
So the 3 life gain might not be enough.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Even for the fog deck, I am like, there needs to be a lot of huge swingy life gain cards, and we're already through the rares and we're moving on to the artifacts. I don't think this is reliable enough to keep it working. However, if there is a life gain card that is good enough, then this will be a card.
Well, I mean, we've seen the whites, like, you know, gain life and gain soldiers, but that's not. That's much more for the soldiers. Enough. Yeah.
It's too awkward on the curve. Against a red deck, you're already like 14.
Yeah.
It's not going to help you.
Okay, let's move on to bit card. This is 1 mana artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, flip a coin. If the coin reveals heads, put a charge counter on Bitcoin. If the coin reveals tails, remove a charge counter from Bitcoin. Sacrifice Bitcoin, draw a card, and gain 1 life for each charge counter on Bitcoin.
I love how you call it Bitcoin.
Ah, Bitcard. Holy crap. It is Bitcard.
I mean, it is an alternate digital currency known for its instability. It's great. Also, A+ flavor text so far. I want to just appreciate that.
Yes. So this is a 1 mana colorless draw card, which is, like, not unplayable.
I mean, we've had that for a while in research notes.
Right.
Yes, we have.
And we don't have to wait for that.
Right. But, like, they're slightly different.
Yeah.
Like, the big thing with research notes is that you can play it in 2 styles of decks. You can use it as fuel for a hyper aggro deck that just wants a lot of artifacts very quickly and care about your count of artifacts and have abilities to just sacrifice them regardless. This big card is weird in that, one, you don't get to consistently get the draw card, and that's actually quite a problem. There isn't any way presently to add additional charge counters to circumvent, the 50% chance of getting a thing. Like, you're probably going to do this for a card or a life, which is, it could be enough. You could do it for just 1. At 1, it's fine. If you get 2, hooray. I think this will see play, but man, will people feel just weird always playing this.
Do you play this in, like, control decks, and, like, you just, like, have it sitting there, like, and you're constantly being like, come on, get to 3, or, like, get to 4, or something, like...
The other thing to note with it is that it's quite good with Machinate, which is currently in the format, where you can use it as very cheap fuel. And if your opponent uses removal on your bit card,
you're very happy.
They're silly.
Well, you're sacrificing it.
You just sacrifice it and then draw cards and gain life.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. This will see play. It's just going to feel weird when you play it, but it is most certainly playable.
Yeah.
All right. Hacker's Rig. 1-mana artifact. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, look at the top card of that player's library. Tap. Target player puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Well, this is a lantern control card.
But
Kind of. It's under an opponent's control, though, so it's not even self-triggered.
Yeah.
It's just... It's a lantern control card. It's incidental artifact hate, and none of it is particularly effective.
Yeah, I don't think this is any good for custom standard. I
this-
think we should move
this
on.
This will see play in modern, but not in custom standard.
Totally.
Master Terminal. This is 3 mana for an artifact with X. Tap. Exile the top X cards of your library. You may cast an instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost X or less from among them without paying its mana cost. Then put all cards exiled this way that weren't cast into the graveyard. Into your graveyard. Okay, so this repeatedly gives you like a lot of options if you don't have any cards in hand.
It's infinite value, but I still think it's bad.
I think it's... So, I don't actually think it's bad. Okay, so let's talk about the Taking Turns deck again. You draw 6,
Oh
you
no!
cast Time Walk on tap. As long as you have a Thopter, you'll kill them. It's just like, you might not. It's inconsistent.
Well, no,
and
because
don't
you eventually
find
they
that.
go into your graveyard. They don't shuffle back in, so you eventually die and mill yourself
Unless
out.
unless you shuffle your graveyard back into your library somehow,
Sure.
which is not unfathomable. I think that.
Well, no.
is how
Don't you
use
play?
this.
Don't you play the like green thing that uploads your library?
No, because I mean, actually, no, you do because you're a jerk, and then you upload all of your extra turns, and you just take extra turns. So yes,
Most
yes,
extra
you
turns
do.
exile themselves.
Yeah,
Let's
no.
not
But
do
as in, it's that you're like you're doing this for like 6, right? And you reveal 2 extra turns. You play one of them. The other goes in your graveyard. And,
Right.
Yeah.
That's really the thing. So yes, I think
This-
this has potential. to
This has
play
potential. Like
in
just.
niche situations. You don't do this for 2 and hope it's lightning strike.
I mean, don't you just do this like in any control mirror?
No.
No.
The problem with control mirrors is that like you have very select cards that this is really just be a Hail Mary for particular cards. Like you would want to hope it's a counter spell or hope it's a wrath, but you're not really reliably digging into any one thing. Whereas in a turns deck, you do this on 6 or whatever the highest cost extra turn spell that you can play this turn is.
True.
And just very reliably get the same effect. Where in a control deck, all of your pieces mean something different at different times and aren't necessarily instants or sorceries. I think outside of that turns deck, you can't play this card.
It's certainly interesting.
Oh, it's most certainly interesting. I like it and I hate it. But
You hate the deck that it's gonna make. You like the cards.
yep.
Okay, Rex, Loyal Companion. This is 4 mana for a legendary artifact, creature, construct. It's a 4/5. When it enters the battlefield, create a legendary 0/1 white human creature token named Zardi. As long as you control a creature named Zardi, Rex has lifelink and defender.
I think it's pronounced Zadie.
Zadie? Okay, if you
Right.
say so.
Yes.
Anyway.
It is Zadie.
Oh, okay.
This is a great 5-color defender card. If you need explicitly, actually, this
Well,
is.
and
I like
lifelink.
this card a lot.
And it's just
And
like a
lifelink,
4/5
this
if they
is
kill you.
such a stonewall.
A 4/5 lifelink defender for 5 is like pretty
For
solid
4.
against
For
aggro.
4.
For 4, that's what I meant. For 4, against aggro, that's pretty solid. And then the fact that you can also sacrifice your human when you want it to attack is pretty solid.
That's totally the intended flavor. Sacrifice your human.
No.
Gain strength.
Let your human die so it gets angry and attacks.
Put your human on the sacrificial altar. Do
I
it.
would feel so bad because I'm going to sacrifice Zadie a lot. Ugh. Well, welcome back, Siege Rhino, I guess.
No, but like the thing is, when it's a vanilla 4-5, it's like nowhere near as like as in a vanilla 4-5 is not as good, right? So like it's
Right, but
interesting
you-
because
it-
like
It's still
It's not a vanilla 4-5 until you need it to be.
it's
yeah,
also a colorless 4/5.
Right.
That's not nothing in all colors.
true.
You can
Right.
play this in any deck.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think this is a really solid card.
Yeah, I like yeah. So do you think it's going to start in the sideboard or in the main deck? Because I don't see this in the main deck, right?
I see it both.
Like
I see there
unless there's like a
being
good
number
shell for
of
it.
decks.
It
Like
does nothing against control.
that's not true. It's a 4/5. If you have reliable ways of sacrificing your own
Okay,
creatures,
Okay, yes. If you're running a deck with sacrifice outlets, then it's a 4-5. But if
otherwise
you're-
you play it as a 4/6 lifelink defender wall.
right.
Well, I mean, yeah, against like this is like obviously a lot of decks are going to put this in their sideboard against aggro. Man,
Right,
aggro gets
exactly.
wrecked in this set. Like I don't think we've seen like that many good aggro cards.
So I'm not
But, I
actually
mean,
that
ev-
concerned because in all the aggro decks they have efficient responses to artifacts already
Right.
before we account for creep and corrosion. I'm not actually that concerned.
Okay,
Plus, all the aggro decks are just really good, and they have 4 bobs, like 3 of which are playable.
And
And
life gain prevention.
right.
okay. Well, let's move on because I gotta go soon. It's already 1:15. So this is Scrap Market. 3 mana for an artifact. It has 1 tap, pay 1 life, create a 1/1 colorless cyborg artifact creature token. 1 tap, sacrifice a artifact creature, arm target creature. And 1 tap, sacrifice an equipment, you gain 4 life.
Nice
It's
trading post reference.
trading
Yep.
post. Yep.
I think it's better than Trading Post.
Mm.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 3 mana. It's 3 mana for the goat effect, which it has a power versus not having a power. It also is an artifact, which is super relevant for a lot of tribes and a lot of tags. And then the other abilities are just gravy. Just from the first ability alone, I think this sees some amount of play. I don't
Now-
quite know where, but some.
I think the draw ability on trading post is quite relevant, and this doesn't
Obviously
have
missing
anything of the sort.
here.
It never gets card advantage. But the first ability is just really good on its own.
The second ability is also fine because you can get a lot of value of trading where you have your cyborg artifact creature token, you block their 4/5, you sack it, and then trade up on another block.
Mm.
Yes.
The life gain is not irrelevant, but like suboptimal. But you will eventually need to use that. I like
Yeah.
it. I like this card a lot.
Yep,
Yep.
I like this card a lot.
I don't think it's better than trading post per se, but it's certainly
I mean,
on the same level. at
Do you
least.
remember that we do have actual trading posts in the format currently?
I
And
know.
it has seen nearly zero
comparing it.
play. As yeah. Anyway,
I don't think you put Wolf ever.
okay, let's move
Sniper
on
rifle.
to Sniper Rifle. 3 mana for an
So,
artifact.
3 mana.
Sorry, 3 mana for an artifact equipment. As equipped creature gets +3/+0, and it has tap. Return Sniper Rifle to its owner's hand. Destroy target taps creature, and it has equipped free. This
I think this is just too expensive.
Yeah, clunky, and like
Also, what kind of sniper lets go of the gun after they get the kill? Jesus.
One that doesn't want to
it's a
leave any
sniper
evidence.
boomerang, okay?
No, that's terrible. I don't know what I'm
He
talking
throws the entire sniper rifle. It hits them in the head. It flings back into the ether, and then gets resummoned when he pays money. I don't know.
Quick Code Unlimited, not enough for constructed.
Yep. Soylent Station. You guys want to read this?
about. All right, Soylent Station. 1 artifact. Tap, sacrifice a non-artifact creature. Add green to your mana pool.
This is
It's just strange because, like, there's not that many easy ways of making non-artifact creatures, even with all the systems we have. It's not
Yeah.
impossible. It's just like most of it's from ARM, some of it's from recharge and other similar mechanics. But at the worst, this ramps you for a turn, which from
Yeah.
what we've seen, actually, this is
I
actually
mean-
ramps a lot. From
Yeah,
what we've
this
seen
tempts you a
from
lot,
cards
right?
like
Campfire.
I'm a Researcher, this will get you very far.
Holy
This
moly!
is
So okay,
actually-
if you play this turn 1 and then play Researcher, like you're ramping
What do
how
you do
hard?
with? What do you do
This
with
is-
it with Researcher?
Hold on. Worst case scenario, this is Lotus Petal for green.
No, that's
No,
No.
because it needs a non-artifact creature.
It is a non-artifact creature. Well,
no, it's
wait.
not. It's not a.
Non-creature artifact. Not okay. Ignore
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Stop. No. So okay, if you
Yeah.
play this and then Pioneer Researcher, you are tapping for how much the next turn?
Sacrifice the Researcher. Play a Researcher. Untap Southern Station with the canister from the
No,
first one.
you
repeat.
untap a land.
Great.
that's
Hey,
stupid.
you untap a
you tap
land.
this.
So you
Yeah,
go to
you-
6.
you-
You go to
you-
6,
You tap
right?
the Researcher to go to
You,
6.
you sacrifice tokens to power up things.
It's bad, but
It's-
well, the card isn't bad. That
card is-
the combo isn't even bad.
Yeah.
But
I
just
mean,
the way you were describing it was bad.
Yeah,
like,
I know,
as
that
in-
was intentionally bad.
Yeah,
That
but
was-
then this is no better than Camp. Like, this is a lot more conditional than Campfire. And I think, yeah, I think as long as we have Campfire in the format, we're just like using
Aside from the
Campfire.
color requirement,
It'll be
to be
L20,
fair,
Yeah.
maybe.
What?
you can play this as Sol Ring that requires sacrificing a non.
That's a big
Which isn't
cost.
nothing.
That's a
Right.
big cost.
Oh yeah,
Anyway.
definitely. It's definitely
I
a big
mean-
cost.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you can play it as colorless, and that's still
Yeah.
quite decent. So you don't need to be played.
True.
Yep.
Oh man, you ramp in like blue or red or yeah. Okay.
Right.
This has potential, but I
Mm.
don't like it right now,
Yeah.
even with all the token decks we have running around.
Okay, supercomputer. This better be super.
Also, okay, go on.
Supercomputer is 6 mana for an artifact at the beginning of your upkeep. Put a data counter on supercomputer. Then scry X, where X is the number of data counters on it. Tap, remove a data counter from supercomputer, draw a card. Well, that's a lot of card draw / scrying.
Yeah, that's 6 mana.
Yeah.
Sure, 6 mana. And
6 mana, do nothing. 6 mana.
This is just
Okay. 6
so
mana.
slow.
6 mana, the slowest ever control mirror breaker. Yeah.
I would rather play.
Howling Mine?
Well,
Well,
I'd
as
rather
in.
play that artifact creature that is a
I mean,
the
it's
legendary
no.
artifact creature.
Well, no. But the thing is that doesn't die to removal. Like, you'd
No,
rather
that's
play Souljet.
Sure.
Souljet.
But it's also even slower, and you know,
This is just
doesn't
way
do
too
anything
slow.
on the
Yeah.
board.
Yeah, no. This is way too slow. It's a cool card, but it's way too slow.
Yes, this is a commander card, is what it is.
Yay!
It's
This is
slow even in
Oh
commander.
man, you play it in like in proliferate decks. It's great, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright.
Carbon reactor. This
Ooh,
is
baby, a
land.
land.
So this is enters the battlefield tapped, and it has tap, add red or green to your mana pool, and it has 4 red green tap sacrifice, add 10 mana in any combination of colors to your mana pool. Woo!
What?
So it's 7 mana, add 10 mana to your mana pool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are we
So you can,
playing
you can
red
play
green?
Potentius with that.
Are we playing? No. Are we playing red green
You-
possibility titan?
You
Like,
kill a door to nothingness.
Yeah, exactly. You activate your door to nothingness with it.
does this make
So
like red green
Possibility
ramp?
Titan is the real possibility.
I think this makes cuts. I think you play this just because it's quite a good red land. The big
Yeah,
issue
like,
is like
It's a
I
red green
want to
land, which
do
is not
something
bad.
with this, and there's nothing that comes to mind right now that like I want to hit 10 mana. It's more
Titan
of
of Old
the
Growth and Possibility Titan. What else do you need?
sure you don't hit Possibility Titan off of 10. You
No,
need more.
but
yeah,
as in
but you play it on turn
8.
well, turn 8 because you've also
9,
done like
9.
another ramp.
You
Probably.
play this because it's a red green duel. The 10 mana is gravy, but unless there is something you want to do in 5 color with 10 mana for some reason, like
Yeah.
Door nothing in Progenitus. Progenitus is really the big one. It's
Yeah.
just it's a land. It's fine.
All right.
Cloud reactor.
Cloud reactor.
Same
Like,
cycle
yep.
for blue-white. 4 white-blue. Tap, sacrifice cloud reactor. Draw 2 cards, you gain 2 life.
This is good, right? This is
Wow.
just
Yeah.
good.
This is a fantastic control loop land.
It's a smaller effect, but somehow way better.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this card a lot and hate it.
Yep.
Alright. Genesis Reactor. It's the green-white member of the cycle, and it has 4 green-white, tap, sack. You gain 10 life.
So, banned control, you say. So
No, this
is
one's bad, right?
much less good.
Yeah,
the
but you will activate it sometimes.
Oh yeah, like there will be decks that want this, but like this isn't. I don't know. Yeah, you'll play it. You'll
Occasionally,
get it.
as a burn deck, you would just be like, "Oh, I can't beat them now."
Yeah.
10 life, you say. I mean, you need 20 because you're playing the doubler. Oh no.
Oh my god! There we go. We found a way to enable the doubler.
Just with a 7 mana ability.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, Null Reactor. Blue-black version. This is sacrifice Null Reactor. Target player puts the top 12 cards of his or her library in his or her graveyards.
Well,
Again, like the others,
I don't think
if
we're
you
milling
get to
people
do
out.
it, ooh, like that will kill people. This will most certainly kill people. I mean, you also have multiples of these, so
well, yes.
on their turn, mill them 12, play use your second with a land drop, do it for 24. They're
This
dead.
will win the game in games that we're already going to go to mill.
Yeah.
In control mirrors, this will close out control mirrors.
Right.
The most miserable
Alright.
of mirrors.
Toxic
Okay, now
Reactor.
I love this
The
card.
black-red member of the cycle. And you sacrifice it. Target player loses 4 life.
You obviously
You know
target
that
yourself.
Much greater than 10.
Obviously, you target yourself. No. Yeah, this card's real good. I look forward to playing this a lot.
I
I mean,
actually don't
it's a
think it's
dual
quite as
win,
good.
so it's a free ability.
It's a free ability and it's a land. Though you're paying a lot of real cost to this, and
Yes,
it's
you
not still
certainly
tapped.
are.
And the kind of decks that are winning by like that close of a match are like potentially not hitting 7 lands ever.
This will close out games of aggro versus control.
This will close out games of mid range versus control, not aggro. I actually don't think you'll hit the mana requirements in aggro. Like
Aggro will get to 7 eventually.
Well, I mean, it depends on like as in. I think there's definitely like this would slot right into like the black, Deadshot decks, right? Like Deadshot mid-range
Ish.
decks.
the center's tapped. This is a huge drawback for that. There's
sure.
a lot of untapped sources you have. I am not as huge as you are. Like, again, this will kill me someday. And then I'll be like, crumble, crumble.
Okay.
But all in all, I like the whole land cycle
Yep.
in general.
All right, so
Let's very quickly speed through the uncommons. It is currently.
do we want to hold off the uncommons and commons for another day? Because you said you need to leave pretty soon, right?
Yeah, it's 25 past,
I
and I need to go at 30:30. So yeah, I don't think we have enough time.
Let's hold off on the uncommons and commons.
Okay, well, this has been great. So, this has been the Mythics and Rares of Netropolis for custom standards. You can find the set on Plane Sculptors. You can find us at the Custom Magic Discord channel. And yeah, we had a real time. A real fun time. Come join Custom Standards. A great format. We're just having a rotation come in now, and so there's lots of cool new decks incoming. And it's a great time to join the format.
Times they are changing.
Yep. Thank you for thank you for joining
Thanks for
me.
joining us.
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish up here.